The Worthy injury is brutal to the Kansas City Chiefs, but Patrick Mahomes stepped up so amazingly tonight. And I saw a couple comments in the chat, and I feel the exact same way. If Mahomes had Worthy and Rice, this would be such a remarkable season, and he's still going to have a remarkable year. Mahomes did well. Fantasy scoring, he was in the 30s. Very good. Almost had a third touchdown. He had one rushing, would have had a second passing touchdown, but they kicked a field goal to try and get the ball back quicker. That was a devastating fantasy football maneuver, a non-fantasy but pro football maneuver by this team, the Chiefs. But Mahomes looked fantastic. And regardless of what happens with Worthy, we're waiting on the updates. Could be out several months, if not out the season. We're still waiting for the official injury, and there's different ways that this could go. There's 100 different ways this could go. But if we assume that Worthy's out for the year in a worst case scenario, do the Chiefs trade for Tyreek Hill? Do they bring Tyreek Hill back into the fold? And I'm not saying Tyreek Hill is going to be the same guy that he was when he was there. I'm a very anti-Tyreek Hill person in this current environment, but we've talked about this quite a bit. Pickens getting taken out of his environment and put in a new one, happy, puts a pause on the drama. Taking Antonio Brown out of whatever environment he was unhappy in, whether it was, remember when he was traded to Buffalo for a minute, the Raiders, and obviously in Pittsburgh, you put him in Tampa Bay, the pause button got hit on Antonio Brown's antics and his diva mentality. If you take Tyreek Hill out of his current situation and put him back in KC, you'll hit the pause button for 1 year on his antics. And he might, even if he's a little bit lesser of a player, he might deliver enough attention, defensive attention, to keep this ball rolling for the Chiefs and allow an absolute explosion fest once Rice comes back after the 6-game suspension. Well, now 5-game. Not that this is being kicked around, this is speculative, but we do know that Tyreek Hill is potentially wearing his welcome out to the point where if I think if the Chiefs called, they would listen. So we'll talk about that, what it looks like. The Chiefs got to make a move. They have to make a move to get a receiver if Worthy's out. This team is too good. There's too much fundamentally, going well for this team to not capitalize on this next 5 games without Rashee Rice. They need to somehow walk out 3-3. If they walk out of the 6 games 3-3, things are fine. You can recover from that. If better yet, 4 wins. But if they walk out with 3 wins, 3 losses, this is a good place to be with Rashee Rice coming back. Now, we'll talk about Herbert. Herbert was phenomenal in this game. Travis Kelce was completely asleep until that long touchdown grab. Will he continue to be kind of missing for entire parts of games and not salvage with the long touchdown? What's Pacheco look like? Hampton wasn't really what we wanted him to be tonight. What does that look like? We've got Lad McConkey stats to talk about. Quentin Johnston, is he a full low drop? I'll ruin it for you. No, he's not. But is he someone that people should roster if he's available? We'll get into that. And then, of course, we have Hollywood Brown. If the Chiefs don't make a trade, Hollywood Brown pulled in 10 balls for 99 yards. Definitely, I think, dropped the ball, no pun intended, several times during the game and making some awful decisions, and wasn't even able to get 1 yard when he needed to and just got wrapped up everywhere. But he did have the production. So we'll talk about Juju Smith-Schuster. Kelce, Mahomes is just a straight-up beast in this game. He said, forget it, I'll do it myself. I will do it myself. The Fantasy Football Show recap of this pretty intense game where Herbert was an absolute straight baller. Herbert, 318 and 3 tutties through the air. Herbert on the ground, 7 carries for 32 yards. Herbert was magnificent in this game. That show begins right now. File on in.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
Yeah, Mahomes said, we'll do it live. No Worthy, no Rice. We'll do it live. I'll write it. We'll do it live. That's exactly right. That's why we say that phrase. We do it live here on the channel. We always do it live. What a remarkable day. Let's start off with Herbert real quick. 25 of 34, 318, 3 tutties. Very, very weird watching this team throw the ball so much from the onset of this game. And it's like, Harbaugh is definitely changing, what he wants to do. And he just loves Herbert. He talks about Herbert all the time. This has got to be, a new look Harbaugh type of approach. And I think that he loves Herbert so much. Herbert might actually throw a ton this year, the way that it looks. Now, Hampton was not, there's a lot more to be desired here. It was 3.2 a carry. It's the Chiefs, though. The Chiefs are a tough defense. Hampton did make some really good plays. He made some crucial first downs. He did have that big mistake, which he didn't get punished for, where he ran out of bounds and should have stayed in bounds and slid, and that gave the Chiefs a chance to kick that field goal at the end, which was a remarkable field goal. Like the Chiefs accomplished a lot today. They looked really good, even though they lost this game. That was one of the coolest Butker field goal attempt situations we've ever seen, where this team just rushed out onto the field. He drilled a 59-yarder. It was remarkable. And then Mahomes truck sticking people and just running for a touchdown, throwing a touchdown at Kelsey, almost having another one. If Hollywood Brown was good at not getting wrapped up, it would add another touchdown on that long strike where they actually kicked the field goal. And it was a remarkable showing by Patrick Mahomes. Both these quarterbacks were just gunslinging. Mahomes 24-39, 258, one touchdown. Again, would have had another one had they not just kicked that field goal to try and get the ball back quicker. 6 carries for 57 yards and a touchdown, 9.5 a pop for Mahomes. Hollywood 10 for 99. Juju might become relevant here, 5 for 55. He had one really, really brilliant reception. Kelsey was dormant all game until his 37-yard long catch, which was a touchdown, and then he had the other 10-yard catch. That was it. He was quiet all night. Thornton is just a one-dimensional guy and ran wrong routes. The beginning when Worthy went down, Mahomes and the Chiefs were struggling. They were on the struggle bus from Mars. Just couldn't do anything in that first half. And we knew that they would regroup. And Andy Reid's so good. They regrouped and they got the position players in the right spots. I mean, when you lose Worthy on the fly and everybody's got to jostle around, you're not going to be in the right spot. And Thornton was running these routes. He was running them long and wide. And Mahomes is throwing the spots sometimes. Quarterbacks don't just throw where the receivers is. They throw where the receiver is supposed to be. And Mahomes is throwing these 2 missiles downfield. And everyone's like, Mahomes is overthrowing him. Thornton looked like he was going for a little stroll, a little walk, a little walking Miss Daisy. Just absolutely sluggish down the field. And I don't like Thornton. I don't think Thornton is dynamic enough to do anything. Travis and I were even talking about this offline. Just the fact that he's very one-dimensional. He can go downfield. That's it. And Hollywood Brown, as good as Hollywood Brown did, frustrated me all night long because I felt like if Rice were there would have been slipped tackles. And if Worthy were there would have been nobody even touching Worthy when he was trying to get by a defender, instead of getting Hollywood Brown getting wrapped up like someone's throwing a blanket around him. And he just fall down to the ground. He can't slip by anybody. Needs 1 yard, has the ball, and just can't get through. Nobody could break a tackle. Everybody was getting wrapped up like crazy. And the Chiefs D, while they did do good at times, they weren't wrapping up the Chargers. The Chargers were wrapping up the Chiefs constantly. Great tackling. The Chiefs, the Chargers did a great job all around. Really dominated this game for the majority part of every quarter. And then the Chiefs just kind of marched back at the end offensively, and it was a real nice showing out of Mahomes. Mahomes stepped up so big. I was so proud of Mahomes. All that Mahomes keeps enduring. Losing Rice, then Rice getting suspended, and then losing Worthy, Hollywood being injured all last year. He had no wide receivers. Kelsey, it felt like Kelsey vanished and got abducted by aliens in the middle, or the beginning, middle, and near end of the game. Mahomes had nobody. He had nobody to throw to, so Mahomes said, screw it. I'll do it myself. I'll get 50 yards on the ground. I'll rush for a touchdown and start getting some momentum churning. And so this was just a really, really fun game to watch. And hats off to Mahomes, who is literally the best quarterback from a football perspective in the NFL. He just is. He has no weapons. He has no weapons right now. And that's why we're here tonight to say, should this team try to initiate a Tyreek Hill trade? Should they try to initiate a trade and not just sit on their hands for 6 weeks? I think they should. I think Andy Reid might look into this. I think they got to do it. And again, I've said this before, before tonight. I've said this before tonight. As much as I rip on Tyreek Hill, as much as I don't think he's worth his second round ADP, probably still won't be. This is still a player that can help keep defenses honest and help this team move down the field and help this team try and go 3-3 or maybe 4-2 while they're awaiting Rashee Rice to return. And they would only make this trade if Worthy were out for a significant amount of time, like even beyond when Rice would come back, or out for the year. And if Worthy were here and we love Rice, why would we not love Rice still if Tyreek Hill, who's older, who's not quite the same player, but still effective, is in place of Worthy? You know what I mean? Like, I can see people going, oh, I don't like Rice anymore because they traded for Tyreek Hill. They just had Worthy. So relax. It's actually worse in terms of trying to get some divide of the workload with a healthy, younger Worthy than an older Tyreek Hill. So nobody should be thinking it's bad if they go trade for a wide receiver. We want Rice to come back and have somebody else competent to keep defenses honest and spread the ball around. Keenan Allen was pretty solid in this game. If we go down to the box score on the bottom right, Quentin Johnston 5 for 79 and 2 touchdowns. No, he's not a full load drop. Yes, he's worthy of picking up. And Herbert had nice things to say about him at the end of the game, which makes me think that he does like to throw the football to him. I don't mind Quentin Johnston as an ad. And if you own him, you got a dilemma, I suppose, depending on your situation as a third wide receiver, or if you go 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, and 2 flexes, maybe your second flex. He's certainly competent right now, capable, but he's also capable of unraveling and dropping footballs and whatnot. Hampton, 2 catches for 13 yards. Again, up top, you only have 15 carries, 48 yards, and 3.2 a carry, no touchdowns. Kind of a letdown game for Marion Hampton. This is why Hampton is not he wasn't a full partner when we established the HHH and Associates, but I still like him. He's just always been
Associates, locations on Earth and Jupiter.
He's just always been the one we trust the least. That's why he was never a full partner at the onset, but we made him a partner. We still believe in him. It's early on. He's a rookie. This is a tough defense. He still was totally trusted. He still got 15 carries. Things will be better next week. Nobody should be panicking on a Marion Hampton. In fact, this might be our first buy low player of the week in Hampton. Hampton is going to be cheaper than he ever probably will be. So this is a buy walking into 2025 week number 2. Buy week 2. Hampton, no doubt about it in my mind. Not scared, not worried, it's not complicated. He got 15 totes. Look at the divide here. 15 carries. Herbert had 7. Najee had 1. Davis had 1. Conklin had 1. There's no concern of workload divide. 15 carries. He got pretty much everything you could ask for in this situation. It's just weird to watch the Chargers be a pass-first team, and that looks like it will probably continue. We'll see what happens. Andy Reid is certainly not a dumb man, but he also, I think, is somebody that's looking at this thing, Veach too, looking at this thing from a long-term perspective, season long-term perspective. And maybe they don't go, making things complex for themselves when they don't need to if Worthy's coming back in, let's say, 5 games or 4 games. Worthy, we're still awaiting the results. Seems like Worthy's probably going to be out for the year. We'll wait for official confirmation that'll probably come tomorrow, but I don't know that it will come today or tonight. It could. I suppose it could. It depends on what kind of tests they can do. If x-rays were to tell us all we needed to know without imaging, then we wouldn't have to wait until tomorrow's imaging to find out. But if there's some sort of x-ray that can show that it's a broken clavicle, if the AC joint, if he's fractured this part where the clavicle connects to the shoulder, which is the AC joint, if that's a severe injury, they could see different things and know different things. If it's in the shoulder joint, we're probably going to know more tomorrow. If he tore any of his labrum, or if there's just a really bad dislocation, then you're talking about a wide range of outcomes that could range from a month to the entire season. If he needs surgery and there's enough damage to the shoulder and the socket and everything included in what there'll be required surgery. He'll be out for the year. If it's something that can heal, then he won't be out for the year, but it could be a month long that he's out. He could be out essentially the same amount of time that Rice is out. So this team does need to make a decision. Can they stay afloat? Will they be three wins deep come week number 7? Will they be, only 2-win team? Then they got to maybe make a move. They may not. I don't know what Reed's thinking. I just know Reed is probably considering all of his options. But he's also one of those guys where you could ask him and you go, next man up. So I don't know. I just know that it would be smart to go get Tyreek Hill. Because Tyreek Hill, I have a feeling that the Dolphins would make this trade. I think it wouldn't be that hard to pressure them to making the trade. Tyreek Hill is certainly a person that is wearing his welcome out where he's at now. Appreciate everybody being in here. Hit that subscribe button if you're new. We got 1,100 people on YouTube. We've got about 100 or so on X. If you're on X, come on over to YouTube. We're going to open the phone lines real quickly. Brief phone line, 2 or 3 calls. Then we're going to Super Chats. Dial in.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Rapid fire, rapid fire, rapid fire. You literally have 10 seconds, and I'm hanging up on you. You don't get your question in, that's your own fault. This is not a long, drawn-out. Let me give you my team type of phone call, okay? So you dial in. This is it. Johnny, you got 30 seconds. Go. Do we not have any audio? Hold on 1 second. Callers, mute yourself real quickly. Let me see if I can hear anybody. I might have to change my audio over. Rock out. Okay, guys, I got enough callers, so I'm probably not adding any more. We're gonna go rapid fire style. I don't know, Johnny, if you're there. Johnny, are you there? Let's see if Johnny can hear me now. Johnny, you're live.
Judy or Ridley?
Hold on a second. Ron, everybody mute themselves. Everybody mute themselves real quickly. Let me start this timer over. You got 30. Everybody's got 30 seconds, and they're getting kicked off because I got to go rapid fire style and go back to the Super Chats. So this applies to everybody, and I'll open the phone lines after. So Johnny, you got 30 seconds. Go.
So Judy or Ridley, because Ridley's going to go up against Surtain. So would you say Judy against Cincinnati's weak defense?
It could go either way. And guys get moved around all over the field, so it's not always lockdown time. But I would say probably Judy feels a little safer. And Ridley's nice, but Judy does have a lot of upside. I'd say Judy. Chat, vote on that one.
And then I was going to say, who had Quentin Johnston on their bingo card? That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, out of time. Appreciate you, Johnny. Thank you very much. Next caller is going to be. I'm not taking any more callers, guys. I know a lot of you are trying to dial in, but the phone lines are closed at this moment. Let me go over to Carlos. Carlos, you got 30 seconds. Go.
Hey, boss, would you play Henderson or Judy?
Hendy. I like both. I'm not saying I can't see a world where Judy outscores him, but I'm going Hendy. I think Hendy's going to get at least one house call.
Appreciate your time.
All right, my boy. Later. Rock out. 30 seconds. Hit it.
Dobbs or Tillman?
Dobbs or Tillman? What are we doing there, Rock out? We don't have any better options than Dobbs or Tillman. Is this like a third flex or something? I guess I go Tillman for now. I don't know what Dobbs is gonna do. I'm gonna go Tillman. Is Dobbs even fully healthy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Dobbs is kicking butt in Green Bay.
Season hasn't started, Ron. All right. Thank you, Rock out. Appreciate you. All right, Ron Navy, you're live.
Now you got me started on Dobbs. Dobbs had a great preseason. They're injured, and he's gonna be playing a lot. He's gonna do good. I'd take over Tillman any day.
Oh, I like Tillman a lot. I think Tillman can be pretty surprising.
What I waste my time on.
Remember,
I don't think so.
Remember, Tillman was on fire until he got injured. There was some crazy talk about Tillman, like way over valuation going on in the fantasy industry. Dynasty spaces after. Let me find Tillman's game log. It was crazy. Guys, the phone line's already closed. I told you that 3 times. You got 4 of you keep calling and calling and calling. I'll open the phone line again, but I'm not taking new calls. So 502. You keep calling. I'm going to block your number. I let me see if I can find the box score on Tillman. Tillman, let's see, Cedric Tillman. Last time 502, you call in again. I'm blocking it. Let's see, Cedric Tillman. Let's see if I can find his game log. There you go, 502. You're done. You're done. You're done, bro. You're done. Game logs. Let me go back to 2000. Let's see, 2004. Let me see if I can find this game log. So it was this stretch of games. I'll put his whole season up. But Tillman was. There was a time where the dynasty circles were literally talking about Tillman being a top 10, top 12 dynasty wide receiver. And I'm not saying I agree with that. I'm just saying when he went through this stretch right here where it was 10, 20, and in 10-20 he had 12 targets, 8 receptions, 81 yards. The next week he had 7 receptions for 99 and 2 touchdowns, 6 receptions for 75 and 1 touchdown. And then he went through this little stretch here, but everybody and their mother was like, this guy is going to be a dynasty gem. And then he got hurt. And well, anyway, my point is I like him. I think people are writing him off a little too quickly. You know, acting like Tillman can't do anything. But Dobbs is nice, but Dobbs has also had plenty of opportunities to impress, and he ends up kind of dropping the ball for people. So I'm not a huge Dobbs guy, but I do agree with you, Ron. It's not an easy call because Dobbs could have a day. At any point, he could have a day. And week 1 probably will be set up pretty nicely for him, given all the injuries with Reed and everybody being hurt. So I don't mind it.
That's what I was talking about because of the injuries. He's going to be used a lot.
Opportunity's going to be there. But so will for Tillman. Yeah. Tillman will have opportunities too. And Cleveland's probably going to play from behind a lot, so they're going to probably throw a lot. So Tillman should get used. I think a quarterback change could take Tillman out. I think that's kind of the nature of those situations. Like Indianapolis, remember Josh Downs was great, or it was Downs was great, and then Pierce was great. It just like depended who the quarterback was. So I think Tillman could be subject to that too. So we'll see. All right, Ron, anything else?
You know what's funny? What? Yeah, you know what's funny about that is Cleveland actually is 8-2 against Cincinnati. Look up those. Yeah, that's true. So that game could go either way.
Real quickly, because I got to get these super chats. What did you think of the game? What did you think of the game? And Mahomes played damn good considering. I mean, he looked spry.
He did, but you know what? I was surprised. San Diego's defense, awesome defense.
Who's San Diego? Great. Who's San Diego?
And then, okay, the Chargers defense looked great. I don't care. They'll always be San Diego to me.
But they're not. They're not. It's not even close. But yes, they looked really good. The Chargers looked really good. The Chiefs were just kind of jostled, and you know, it's crazy.
Mahomes does what he always does. He always gives them a chance to win. He always steps up, especially at the end of the game. And you know, I mean, they last year they won all the close games. Now they're starting out. They lost the close game. They had a chance, but the Chargers did what they had to do and put the game away. So, kudos for the Chargers. I mean, that's awesome. It was an awesome game.
Yeah, it was a good game, and man, it was a bummer. It was a fantasy bummer too. That decision to kick a field goal instead of scoring a touchdown. I get it from a football perspective. We're not morons. We understand why they did it, but that's just a brutal. That's like when a running back slides at the 1 yard line instead of scoring. It's just that's what it was. It was a punch to the gut to fantasy football worlds. It's like Mahomes is about to score his 3rd touchdown when he has no wide receivers or weapons. What a great day for Mahomes. 30-something points in fantasy. Like that was a good night for Mahomes. He had a really good night.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. I mean, Hollywood Brown, he had a lot of catches, a lot of. I mean, some of them were real short, but he had a couple of long ones too. So I think Hollywood Brown's going to be stepping up and some stuff. And we wondered about him.
I was frustrated,
because it was Hollywood Brown before it was Worthy and before it was Rice. It was Hollywood Brown.
I was frustrated with
injured.
him. But he will get, he had 16 targets, which is crazy. And then, the Hampton letdown game, but again, he got all the work. So all the signs are here that are positive. Najee got 1 carry. No one got more than 1 carry of the running backs. And so Hampton got to work, and he messed up once, but they kept running with him. He had some tough runs. There wasn't a lot of room at times when he get a kind of a bad play call, but he had a tough, a couple tough first downs, looked really good, but they only threw to him twice. We'll see.
That's the other thing about Kansas City is, and we can blame the receivers and all that all we want, but they couldn't get the run game started. Pacheco didn't do great. Pacheco had a couple good runs, but that was it. They couldn't get the run game going.
I'm hoping
San Diego shut them down. So
I'm hoping
they didn't have to worry about the run.
Yeah, I'm hoping they turn to Brashard Smith at some point because he's such a dynamic player. All right, Ron, got to go. Appreciate you, bro. Call back
right.
when I open the phone lines again if you want. All right, later. Travis, you're live. Travis, you're live.
Yeah, I'll be quick. Hollywood, I think Hollywood's a little washed up, but if he's healthy, he's going to get 10 targets a game until something changes. So
yeah,
he's going to be playable every week, regardless of how much he has left in the tank. Because I don't know that he has that much left. But
now,
and then on Hampton, go ahead.
I was going to say, we didn't, we didn't have a lot of time to adjust, right? It's got to be really brutal to be like, yo, your number one wide receiver's out. What are you going to do now? Who are you going to shift over? Who's prepared? What's that look like? Everybody in the right spot, and sometimes all these play designs, they require everybody moving in unison. There's a lot of things involved, and it's not just everybody's running their route, and it's like there's a lot that needs to happen. I mean, look at Kelsey running into Worthy. That's so crazy that Kelsey hurt Worthy, Mahomes hurt Rice. Like, this is just insane. But my point is, they were jostled, and when I left the live stream, I ended it. I'm like, I'm gonna leave so that I can reset the flow of this game, because I knew I'm not that superstitious, but there are some times where you feel like I just need to walk away from the game for a second, and then when I come back, they're gonna have a first down or whatever. So I ended the stream. I knew they'd go into the half and regroup and be more prepared to handle what was thrown at their feet. And honestly, just watching Mahomes try and figure that out, and Hollywood frustrated me from the beginning, but he started to come into his own a little bit. I think what we're going to maybe see is Brashard Smith, who ran with the wide receiver ones in camp for like a big chunk of camp. I don't want to say it was like a third. It was a little more than like a third of camp. He was constantly running as a wide receiver, and he's a converted wide receiver from college. So he knows the position really well. I wonder, now that they have time, will they move him to wide receiver and not have to make a trade, and then Brashard Smith becomes like a real kind of cheat code? But we'll have to see if that happens. I mean, he didn't get used a lot tonight, so tonight's not I think a harbinger necessarily of things to come or not to come, but maybe that's their alternate plan, that they need time and practice in a week to prepare for. And they got a long time till their next game, so they got a lot of time to figure something out, because they're an early game here.
And just real quick on Hampton, I agree with you. Like, I think there's a buy low opportunity, because
for sure,
I think it seems like the Chargers are going to throw more, but I also think Harbaugh will do what the game dictates. And the Chiefs are really tough against the run, not so much against the pass. So it dictated that tonight too. Obviously, first week and stuff. But if you look at it, Najee will work in more, but Hampton got 80% of snaps. He was out there for more than half the pass blocking snaps. He ran 25 routes. So, like, anyone who's worried about Hampton, I wouldn't.
Yeah, definitely buy Hampton right now off the panic, because the 15 carries, nobody getting more than one carry other than Herbert. So, and Hampton getting the 15, it's a great buy low opportunity. Let me get these super chats out real quick. Just hold on one second, Travis. And then, Ron, you can call back after that if you want. Is there a world? This is a $20 holler, by the way. Appreciate you. Why not us dropping the $20 holler?
Super chat alert.
Straight up monster season, my boy. Thank you. Is there a world that you would start HN and Gordon this week? Absolutely. I'm doing it in a couple leagues because I just don't like the matchup or whatever. But I'd have to know the scenario, because in the scenarios I'm talking, I went really light running back shopping, and then in some of the scenarios things didn't work out the way that their early drafts, or one's a dynasty league where I had a light running back situation anyway. So I think it's a little wild, but it's certainly, look at Mostert and Achane when they were firing on all cylinders back during that rookie season of Achane's where he was ripping off 7.8 a carry. So your situation's very, it's probably unique for it, but you got to let me know a little bit more detail for me to answer that. Okay. Sit 1, Garrett Wilson, Egbuka, Tet, McMillan. I'm going to sit probably Garrett Wilson. So I'll start Tet McMillan and Egbuka for safety. Would I go Garrett Wilson and Egbuka for higher risk, higher reward? Probably. This one from that boy. Trade Hunter and Quentin Johnson for MHJ. I'd rather have Hunter over MHJ in a vacuum. I'm not saying that I would have drafted that way, but if I have Hunter already, I'm not making a trade based on fair market value if in a vacuum I like the player better. Meaning I liked Hendy more than I liked Hampton all offseason, clear as day. But if we wanted to draft both, we had to draft Hampton first to get and then get Hendy later in that pecking order. But would I have ever traded Hendy away for Hampton after any draft concluded? 0% chance. Every question I've ever gotten, would you rather Hendy or Hampton? It's never been Hampton. And I'm not saying that to try and discourage people from owning Hampton right now. I think he's a great buy low. My point is just that I like Hunter more than MHJ. I'm just not going to tell anybody that. I just did. Don't tell anybody. But I'm not making this trade. And Quentin Johnston, I'm not biting on this, bro. He's had so many times to prove himself, and he has yet to prove himself consistent. I don't mind adding him. I'd definitely add him and try and trade him. Juwan Jennings or Olave this week. Probably that one's a crapshoot. And I don't know that I'd feel so confident that I couldn't change my mind literally a minute later or an hour later, or specifically Sunday morning. I think Jennings is tough because he's been injured and holding in and out and whatever. And Olave is one hit away from leaving a game mid-game. I think his quarterback play is trash. I guess I would lean Jennings by a hair just because of the situation's a little bit better, but I can't lie and say that I like either one. I could see them trading for a veteran like Brandon Cooks. I don't know about that, but a veteran, sure. What would Miami be asking in return? I think that it would be too much. Rice is the answer. It's not a debate whether Rice is the answer, Calvin. Rice is a top 5 wide receiver per start. It's just they don't want to be 0-6 when the time comes to get Rice back. So Rice is not the answer. Rice is. He's not an answer of any kind. He is actually just the fabric of the offense. But I think that a second rounder, third rounder, I don't know what Tyreek Hill would go for. I know that if they've said round 1 pick, they're not getting that from anybody. It could be a third and a fourth rounder or something like that. McCaffrey went for a second, a third, and a fourth, and Tyreek Hill is kind of, you could say, almost in that same territory of, does he have any time left? And while Christian McCaffrey did, there were concerns that McCaffrey might not ever be the same player ever again, and he was for 2 years. So it was pretty remarkable to get that amount of time out of McCaffrey, let alone, people think they can get one more year. I don't think they will, but people think that. So Tyreek Hill is probably less likely to be able to do, elite type stuff for 2 years, but maybe he's really good for 1 year and then kind of hit and miss and then misses big amount of time in his second year. But I think you could probably expect like a second and a fourth or something like that if you wanted to overpay or charge, hold it over someone's head. The Chiefs need to do it. They need to do it. They need to do something because they can't put Mahomes in this position every game. He can't do this every game. Not to mention, he's having to run a lot because no one's open. That's why Mahomes ran for so much today, because his first drop back without Worthy, he was sitting there with so much time. He was just sitting around in the pocket, moving around. There wasn't a single person open. So he had to run. Mahomes ran the ball. It felt like more than 6 times. But he ran the ball 6 times for 57 yards and a touchdown. And he had to because no one was open. So Reed can't put him in this position where he's going to get hurt. That truck stick move that he pulled on the right sideline on that big long, like what was that run? That run was, I think it was a 15-yard run. It was a long run, had to have been 15 because it was his longest run, and he just truck sticked. I forget who it was that he leveled, but that was just an amazing. I mean, he looks so good. He looks so fit. He slimmed down, but he's bulked up at the same time because he lifted and got rid of the dad bod. I mean, as Ron said, his face is slender, his neck, everything's he just looks like a chiseled Mahomes, which is unreal because he's always been a little like pudgy and just kind of like you could say like a Peyton Manning type body, where it's like, that's your quarterback. You send Peyton Manning to the aliens and you say, this is our most athletic back in the day. Or Tyson Fury. Imagine if we're like, who's the strongest man of the humans, and we send them Tyson Fury with the shirt off. I mean, that's wild to think about. The aliens would laugh at us. They'd only send one ship. They were going to send a whole fleet to come take over the world, and they fight. You see who their leader is? This guy. Look at him. If I saw Tyson Fury and I didn't know better, I wouldn't think for a second I better not mess with this guy. I mean, it's wild. Hold. Who? Is this Burchard? Hold Burchard. I think he's saying Burchard Smith. Hold Burchard outlook. Yeah, of course, I'd hold him. It depends on what what you're going for. Another buy low might be Ladd McConkey off of his 6 for 74. Not a bad game though. I don't think anyone's panicking off of that. But Ladd having 6 for 74 definitely might leave somebody thinking, oh, he's not going to score, or this is a pretty decent PPR game. So in PPR you might be satisfied, and in half PPR you might not be, and in non PPR you're pissed off. So the different scorings might matter. But thank you. And yeah, Burchard Smith. It depends on what you're holding, but I love Burchard Smith. And again, they might run him as a wide receiver. We just got to wait and see what they're going to do if they're going to make a trade. Chiefs run pass block look bad. Don't you think? I think the whole game was just tough for him, bro. It was a lot of craziness going on, and you can't really blame any side of the ball for struggling at the beginning and the onset of the game. Pearsall or Waddle, probably Pearsall by a little bit, but if I had either, I'd be selling both of them. 12-team 2 flex, is Judy or Hawkinson a vetoable trade? No, absolutely not. You can't veto Hawkinson for Judy. Why would that be a trade you could veto? I wouldn't even know what side you're trying to veto. That's how close it is. Do you like the Judy side more? Do you like the Hawkinson? I don't know. Like that, you can't veto something like that. You can't veto 2 Judys for 1 Hawkinson, or 2 Hawkinsons for 1 Judy. Like if someone added an equivalent type player, you can't. You just can't veto stuff like that. You can't inject your opinion on something that half the audience would be in favor of one side and half the audience would be in favor of the other side. Like, guys, vote in the chat, Judy or Hawkinson. Let's see where the votes lie. How are you going to veto a trade that you're going to probably see 50-50 in the chat? Vetoes are ridiculous anyway. Vetoes should not be allowed. I think vetoes should be taken out of every league. And if you can't make good trades, then maybe you shouldn't be in a league. Pick up 1 Downs, Tillman, or Thornton or Royals. I'd say Downs, he's got a lot of upside. I do like Thornton a ton, though. I'm definitely trying to find a room for both. Trade Chuba for Harvey and Rice. Of course, I'd take Harvey and Rice. And Egbuka for Tet bench. Anthony, I don't know what the slashes are. You guys will use slashes for and or you're using it for both players. There's really no language that this speaks to, so that's consistent. So I don't know if you're saying Harvey or Rice. I just write the word or. There's no way I'm going to know what the hell you're talking about. Trade Chuba for Harvey, trade Chuba for Rice. If that's the way you're asking it, I suppose I would say I'm keeping Harvey over Rice because he's suspended. Rockout, just mute yourself real quick, please. But I'm sorry, Chuba. I'm keeping Chuba maybe over Rice because of the 6-game suspension or the 5-game suspension now. And then I'm liking Harvey over both of them. But if you're telling me I'm getting Harvey and Rice, then of course I'm making that trade. And I don't know what Ibuka/Tet means. Like and or if it's or it'd be Ibuka, but I don't know what you're really asking there. Thank you for the super chat, my boy. Are you worried about McConkey? See? A good buy low. That's what I'm talking about. It's a good buy low opportunity right now because people are freaking out about
Why
it.
would you be?
I don't know. Because he didn't have a touchdown. People are just going to freak out. Or the scoring, if it's non-PPR or half PPR, they're looking about it differently. Why not us? Thank you for the $20 super chat. My running backs are Benson Skateboard. Scattaboo? My running backs are Benson Skateboard Benson. Where are you at right now? At the bar? Benson Skateboard Benson. Ollie Gordon, H-Han, and JCM. Starting wide receivers are Golden, Adunze, Golden. And Mims, JD5 and Nix, and QB and Laporta. Okay, so I don't know what we're doing here. Was there the other super chat? What did you ask? Let me go see. Why not us? Is there a world where you start both running backs? Oh yeah, okay. So looking at this, I would say I don't know because the way you wrote it. I don't know if you meant to write other players. I mean, I'm starting Ollie Gordon, H-Han over Skateboard and probably over Benson at the time being, just because you don't know what their volumes are going to be. But eventually, I think you might have an opportunity of trading one or just a good starting option. Yeah, so there you go. Skateboard and Benson don't deserve the consideration right now anyway. Thank you, my boy, Why Not Us, for dropping another $20 holler.
Super chat alert.
All right, hang tight, guys. Just mute yourself real quickly. I'll be with you in a second. Golden or Garrett Wilson? I'd probably go. Look, Garrett Wilson's probably the smarter move, but is the safer move Matthew Golden with all the wide receivers down? Will he get Ladd McConkey numbers almost no matter what? Like Ladd just got 6 for 79 or 74 or whatever. Yeah, probably. Will Garrett Wilson have either 4 points or 21 points? Yeah, so I'm going to roll with Garrett Wilson personally. And I don't think I'd be mad at myself if I didn't start a rookie that, in that situation in week 1 when Garrett Wilson is getting drafted in the 3rd and 4th round in every draft and you're going to sit him all of a sudden. Tough matchup, but I still, sometimes tough matchups create lots of 3rd and 4th quarter passing. Justin Herbert is the most complete QB in the NFL. Harvest, come on, bro. He's a great quarterback, but you're getting a little amped about your boy all of a sudden. Might as well call him the ice cream man.
Might be the best pocket passer.
He's definitely in the top. He's definitely an elite quarterback, on the verge of an elite quarterback. But yeah, he's not the number 1 quarterback in the league. He keeps losing. What's his playoff records? Are unbelievably bad. He's not clutch whatsoever when it comes down to playoff time. So he's got to improve upon that, and that's like some of the harshest things you could judge a player for. The ice cream man, the way he was sprinkling in those wide receivers. Yeah, I mean he's really good. He looked fantastic, Harvest, but you're getting a little excited there. The most complete quarterback in the league? I don't think so. Drop worthy. Who should I target? I would wait. What, Neo? Why are you doing this knee-jerk reaction stuff? Let's wait until we get an actual confirmation. Even if there's speculation going on, there's a lot of people that say stuff. We got to wait until we know for sure what in the hell is going on. And we don't have, we'll know more tomorrow. Andy Reid said on the shoulder, we'll know more tomorrow after the MRI. They're doing imaging. That tells me that there's no break that they saw that would tell, they could come out and say unless they know the break's there and they want to see if there's even more damage so they can give us the full report. Like he has a break and he needs, I suppose that's possible. But to me, it sounds like they would probably tell us he's out for the year. More information coming tomorrow. But it sounds like this is going to be how bad is that shoulder dislocation? Did it tear and damage parts of the shoulder, the labrum, whatever, that requires surgery to where he's out for the year? Because he's not coming back if he's having surgery, especially if that shoulder really got tore up bad. If it's a minor injury and it's really sore, and he's a smaller guy, there is something that we need to examine. We really do. Devontae Smith's a smaller guy too, though. But we need to examine, with Tank Dell and with Xavier Worthy and with every receiver that's smaller, is it inevitable at some point they're taking a big hit that they can't And Tank Dell's is unfair because his leg got mangled and snapped, and it was, but it's still something to look at historically and keep an eye on, and always keep it in the back of your mind that, like, you know, the size can be, in some cases, something that can potentially eventually lead to something that causes the player to have some serious injury because he's taking the beating at the NFL level. But I don't know that I'll go there yet. I'm just saying that it does seem we're losing all the skinny, slender wide receivers at some point, you know, early in their career. But he's not out for his career or anything, and hopefully he's back at some point this year. But it just makes you wonder. Drop worthy, you're not dropping him. Who should I target? I don't know who's on waiver wire. Neo, you're kind of all over the place with this message. I have no information, so I can't help you. I don't know who's out there. I can show you the waiver wire board, and you can take a look at that. But if you drop worthy, I mean, what in the heck are you thinking, dropping worthy without knowing any information yet? What if he's missing 3 or 4 weeks? You really going to send him to the waiver wire? So Neo, you need to relax. And just take a deep breath. We'll know more tomorrow. You'll have plenty of time to pick up a player anyway. So I wouldn't even worry about it right now. I have A.J. Brown, so I'm in a jam. Pick 3 of these guys to start this weekend. Hendy, Hunter, Harvey, McLaurin. I'm going to go Hendy, Harvey, and with the cobwebs that might be on McLaurin just a little bit, I think I would go Hunter if you need that big swing. However, the rookie first game out, rusty, you know, kind of approach might be in play for Hunter as well. So, you know, you wouldn't be crazy to go McLaurin. But I think I wouldn't sit Harvey and I wouldn't sit Hendy. Actually, you know, in full PPR, it wouldn't be crazy to go Hendy, Hunter, and Harvey and McLaurin. But I just have a feeling Harvey's going to ball out. And the statement that Harvey made and the fact that he changed his number to 12, you can make fun of me if you think that's motivating. Just look at this. How do you not see the first number 12 for a running back ever that we have really on record? I mean, there was Kruger looked it up and said that there was one, I forget who it was, but he wore number 12 for just one season, but he wasn't like a full-time running back necessarily. I forget who it was. But this. I just see this. I see this guy scoring. I see number 12 in the end zone. 1, 2, Harvey's coming for you. The Freddy Krueger Harvey video is on its way. Just wait. it just can't wait.
Oh.
I think I'd probably say, guy, I got to get through these super chats, so please no descriptions or anything. Just give me the answer. Ron, Hendy, Hunter, Harvey, McLaurin. Give me the 3 that you start. Give me the 3 that you start. Hendy, Harvey, Hunter, McLaurin. Just the answer.
Hendy, Harvey, and McLaurin.
Travis?
Hendy, Harvey, McLaurin, because I like McLaurin against the Giants.
Hendy, Harvey. Yeah, I think it probably is safest. It probably is safest. We got a $100 hauler.
He's got the upside.
He is the safest. I'm probably getting a little excited about Hunter, and in that situation, I think they're probably giving you the safest advice. But once I get off the show and I'm in that situation and no one's looking, I think I'm putting Hunter in over McLaurin because I'm crazy. But that's just me. But safety, if you want safety, go McLaurin. $100 hauler.
Smitty, everybody's pretty.
Thank you very much, Rick. Rick coming in with the 100 wad. You straight up monster, you. He says, Smitty, my boy, slick Rick, still recovering from rotator cuff surgery. I'm in 9 leagues and have Igbuka in 8 of them and want to get that HHH and Associates video. I'm also overweight on Baker and hoping you're on board with him this season. Let's go, baby. I am fine with Baker. I think Baker Mayfield, does he throw for 41 touchdowns again? I mean, I wouldn't rule it out. I wouldn't bet the house that he wouldn't, but I certainly wouldn't bet the house that he will. I think that this is probably going to be a better version of what the Detroit Lions are going to deal with losing their coordinator, Ben Johnson. I think losing Liam Cohen is devastating in some ways, but Baker's the right guy to continue on the process. You know what I'm saying? I feel like Baker's like he's just a dog. He's just like a mini coach in my mind. And I just see this thing working. I see them figuring it out. Bowles is great, a great coach. I think it'll be okay. So being overweight on Baker Mayfield is fine. I just don't know if you'll get 41 touchdowns, but I think you'll get 35 or something. And maybe you do. I mean, Ibuka's so good. Maybe you do. So Ibuka to the moon. Appreciate you with the $100 holler. And Triple H and Associates, here you go.
In a jam. Call HHH and Associates.
Triple H and Associates. Locations on Earth and Jupiter.
We did give a memo, and we gave Hampton a write-up. He's been written up. He's been written up at the firm, and he's been told he's got to pump the numbers up. The certain level of expectation in order to be a partner. He isn't quite yet a partner. He needs to pump those numbers up, or they're going to potentially not allow him to be a partner. So Hampton, your orders are to get bigger, better, stronger, beefier numbers and bring them to the firm next week, young man. Thank you, Rick. Appreciate you. B for 3 says I'm AJ Brown and I'm in a jam. Pick 3. Oh, we did that one. I think that they gave you the right advice. Chat, can you vote on this one? And we only need to vote on McLaurin or Hunter. Travis Hunter or McLaurin. I think I'm going Travis Hunter, but it is riskier. It is much riskier. No doubt about it in my mind. It's 100% a riskier proposition. We got another $20 wad from Why Not Us, dropping another massive one here. Let's see what he's saying here.
Super chat alert.
We've got McLaurin, Hunter, Laps. I don't know why you'd be sending someone a lap. T-Mac, that's not in the question. Hunter. Scary Terry, McLaurin, Hunter, McLaurin, Easy, Terry, McLaurin, T-Mac. T-Mac, are we still calling Terry McLaurin T-Mac then? I mean, how is that going to work? If you're going to call T-Mac, if you're going to call Tet T-Mac, you can't call Terry McLaurin T-Mac. Scary, by a mile, McLaurin, Hunter, McLaurin, Terry baby, MCL, Hunter. Okay. Sorry about that. Who would you start? You don't have to apologize sending me a $20 holler. Why not us? Who would you start? 1 QB, 2 running back, 3 wide receivers, 2 flexes. QB is Bo Nix or JD5. Come on. Running backs are Scat, JCM, Benson, Achan, Ollie Gordon. So yeah, JCM's intriguing though. One answer response. Ron, JCM or Ollie Gordon if you're starting HN already?
Ollie Gordon.
Travis?
JCM.
Rock out. One response answer. I don't want to ask Rock out because he's a Commander fan. That's right. I want to hear his response. Maybe he'll say Ollie Gordon anyway. He likes to mix things up. But to go with your gut. I want to hear your true, honest opinion. JCM or Ollie Gordon? It's really close. No wrong answer.
Gordon.
All right. I think I would go.
He's a good matchup.
Excuse me up there. Why do you just say Bill? I'm so used to Bill. JCM, I was like lost.
A little Bill.
I mean, he's got both nicknames. So
That's an adapter.
I mean, he's got both of them.
He's interchangeable.
JCM's shorter than Bill, unless you're spelling Bill with one L and you're shorthanding it. But
Or dollar bill. I don't know.
yeah, or if you put a $sign, that's the shortest. You know, if anybody wants a good team name and you've got JCM or Bill, put a $sign as your team name only, or the money bag thing, or the little Bill emoji. Okay, so then wide receiver, you get 3 of them. So we're gonna roll with Drake London, Golden, and probably a Dunze over Mims. Maybe Mims I like a lot though. Menor's pretty nice too. I'd probably say a Dunze. I would probably think that Dunze is probably the safest call. Not saying it can't change my mind later, but you do get a flex now. So with the flex, I probably go JCM. Or I go Bill. And you got Laporta's your tight end. Thank you. Why not us? You have a good squad. 2 running back, 1 QB. Yeah, and don't even consider sitting JD5. Come on now. We're not doing that. We're not having that conversation. All right, let me get these super chats out real quick, guys. I'll be right with you. Worthy goes on IR and add Tesla, Amanor, or Bouchard. I'd probably say Tesla for now. I like Amanor for a lot. He could be pretty good. He really could. So if your gut says Amanor, go Amanor. But Tesla feels like he's... The thing about Tesla is someone's going to say he's, third on in the pecking order of wide receivers alone. Then you got Laporta and Gibbs ahead of him as well. But the thing is, they're going to manufacture stuff for him. And I almost guarantee, I can't guarantee, that he's just going to be one of those weirdly efficient players. That he's going to get the 3 or 4 targets. They're going to be big plays. He's going to have those touchdowns. And even though he's very, very uniquely used, it'll work. It'll work in a great way. We've got 1,300 people on YouTube and probably about 2 or 3 on X. Please get on over to YouTube and subscribe. And then anybody on YouTube, just understand I go live Monday through Friday. Whoa, wrong button. I go live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern every single Monday through Friday. I go live whenever big news breaks, and I go live every single midnight. Pretty much every single midnight. So you found your new home. If you're watching and you're not subscribed, please subscribe. We're smashing those subscribes every day right now. Let me see what we've climbed. In just a 2-day period, we've climbed about 350 to 400 subscribers. So I can't thank you guys enough. Be a part of the road to 40K. We're almost a quarter. We're over a quarter of the way to 36K now. So appreciate all of you. LAC pass heavy, or are they what they were last year? I think this is something new. I think they're pass heavy. I think, we hear Harbaugh talk so much about Herbert being the best quarterback he's ever seen in his life. He's like Harvest. In fact, Harbaugh might be higher on Herbert than Harvest is. And I just think he really does want Herbert to air it out, and they clearly did a good job. Now, granted, you're going to shift based on your matchup, and it was in the game plan to just go crazy hardcore at the Chiefs defense. That's what Harbaugh said at half. So it's possible based on the matchup, they might run the ball the next game. I don't know. I do think that it's going to be at least balanced. That's for sure. I mean, Harbaugh might let Herbert throw the football. It's great news. And the success of tonight is going to feed into that. Like, they're most certainly going to rinse and repeat a little bit of that now that they've had huge success with it. Keenan Allen, rest of season value. Probably say wide receiver 3, 4. So like a really good wide receiver 3, 4 is probably what I would say. DJ, mute yourself real quickly. I'll be with you in just a little bit, pal.
See how targets do keep out with that wide receiver.
Yeah.
He had 10 targets?
All right.
Good flex player, I think.
Yeah, 3-4. Yeah. Very good 3-4 player. James Cook or Harvey? I'm going to go Harvey. Although, if you were trading for Harvey, you could get more. Just understand the dynamic there. But this is like the other question. But if you have Harvey already, I'm not trading him for James Cook because James Cook has more perceived value. That's just one of those things where it's like I'm not going the other direction. But if I'm trading for Harvey using Cook, I'm pretending what I have to pretend to get more because you can. I traded Otten, B-Rob, and Hendy for McBride and Jordan Mason 14-man league. Yeah, look, I probably draft Hendy over McBride right now personally at times. I mean, we took Hendy at the 3.1 sometimes at the tail end of the draft season there. But I definitely always wanted to take McBride as well at the 3.1, 3.2, 3.3, 3.4. So to get Jordan Mason, it's interesting. And if it were premium, which I don't see, it would be a whole different ballgame. But I think that this could work out for you. I don't think Jordan Mason's interesting. We'll see what he does. If he ends up being like a super high-end flex play, then I think you win this trade. And McBride's a difference maker in a positional advantage that is just crazy good. And if Otten's now your starter and he's been banged up, and I just think you don't know what B-Rob's going to be. You might be able to trade him. You might not be able to. But I think either way, you could argue that both sides have their pros and cons. I don't think you made a mistake, and I don't think you had to make it or didn't have to make it. Running back 2 is Charbonnet. That puts you in a little bit of a bind. You got an advantage at tight end, but now you got a wait and see. But if Sharps does get the job and he's a top 6 to 10 running back, then you're going to clearly win. This trade's going to make your team better. Traded with CMC owner, thoughts? I would have probably tried to do something else, but I don't mind the trade, or I would have tried to get a different player than Mason. I like Mason a lot, though. I just think that you could have maybe done something different, but end of the day, Mason ain't bad. I just I look at running a running back stable like this and wonder can you win with without a running back 2 that's for sure locked in? I don't know. Traded CMC owner. We'll see how it plays out. You're banking on Charbonnet getting into that lineup sooner than later, and maybe he kind of quietly, becomes a starter by like the second or third quarter. We just don't know how it's going to play out. I have a dilemma: play Evans or Egbuka. I'm probably going. Evans is safer. Egbuka's higher risk, higher reward. I don't think I could sit Egbuka. I know that sounds crazy, but I just see him being something very special out of the gate. But here's the thing. I find a way to play both of them. It sucks. You said my other wide receivers are Jamar and Ladd. So you've already played Ladd. You are in a bind. I would keep exploring trades. You can't have Evans on your bench. You can't. That could kill. Like, what if he has 3 TDs? I just, that's insane. You got to keep trying, bro. There's never, I've exhausted all my trade resources. You got to think differently. You got to do 2-for-1s. Even if you were to give him to somebody to make a massive quarterback upgrade, like something, if Evans is going to your bench and you could upgrade your quarterback and buy low on Hampton right now, buy low on Harvey, buy low on Hunter. Like, do something crazy. I know this is a receiver, but all right, I think Harvey would be a good buy. All right, Brad, appreciate you dropping the $5 wad. I'm rebuilding and accidentally started Quentin John. How do you accidentally start someone? How do you accidentally draft somebody? I don't buy this accidentally BS. Accidentally drafted QJ, and now I'm winning the league. Should I panic? Why are you telling people that? Act like you did it on purpose. Should I panic? Panic for what? Because you're winning your league, Brad? I don't understand the question. You've accidentally drafted QJ. You're winning the league, or you're winning your week, you mean. Should you panic? No. Would I sell high? I probably would consider it. Do I think he could be a good flex? Maybe. I mean, he might be. Herbert talked him up at the end of the game, and, he likes him, but he might have done that no matter what. Mahomes, Lamb Chops, Bucky, Hendy, Garrett Wilson, and Joku Brees. Like it. Hunter, love it. W team, sure. Would I explore going ham on a Brees and Garrett Wilson for like an elite player? Absolutely. Sorry. Pardon my French. I 100% would do that. All right. Lamb Chops to the moon. Buy low on Lamb Chops. Buy low on Hampton. Buy low on Ladd. Do it live. Do it live. Do it live. All right, let's see. This next one is from Royal. Royal, appreciate you. McBride for Hampton and Loveland. I don't know that that's enough. I think, especially with this game, you have to for sure get more right, or get Hampton at the right price, because he's, you're paying for Hampton as if he didn't have what is kind of a disappointing game. So I think you need to not let somebody take advantage of that bad game and you buy him at the price tag before the game started. You got to almost make him feel like he's panicked. Hey, get my name on the HHH video. Okay, yeah, you did drop a $100 hauler. Let me put it on there.
In a jam, call HHH and Associates.
Triple H and Associates. Locations on Earth and Jupiter.
Rick, appreciate you. Rick is now on the Triple H and Associates video, doing it live. Thank you, Rick, for dropping the $100 hauler, my boy. You are now a Triple H and Associate rep. You're repping it. Repping the brand, baby. Got you there. Let me see if I can put this right here. Rick and Tater Sandwich are going to be bunkmates right here. There you go, pal. Appreciate you. All right, next question real quickly. Phone line, just hang tight. I'm almost through these. Thank you, Rick. Appreciate you. Loso says, man, I started Worthy tonight. Well, I mean, a lot of people did, and you didn't make a mistake. You know, when people say I should have started Worthy tonight, you weren't not going to start him. So, like, don't beat yourself up over it. You couldn't control what happened. It's crazy that the Chiefs keep hurting themselves. Kelsey hurting Worthy, and then, I mean, it's insane to me. It's just insane. I was so in disbelief. I ended the live stream. I was so bummed. But I knew Mahomes would come around. I just needed to get off the live stream and kind of reset the vibe. Started Worthy tonight. You'll be okay. You'll be okay. We'll take a look at what you got.
Oh, you got that power.
I feel like that's what makes me feel like it is a simulation. You know, the world. You know, when you get it, when you're like, okay, well, then why is this happening? You know, why is the teacher? I'm in a stadium full of 500 people in college, and the teacher would always find me. I'd be sitting in the middle of an arena of 500 people in a psychology class, and I know he's gonna call me. I know he's gonna call me, and the teacher would be like, "You," and I'm like, "We're in a simulation. Come on, we have to be." Trade Worthy for Tyreek before worse news surfaces. Yeah. I probably would. What do you guys think? I mean, probably take the gamble. Because, look, people just drafted him in the 3rd round. You could flip Tyreek for something. You could flip Tyreek for Hunter. I don't know if you could trade Worthy for Hunter or Worthy for Harvey. You could probably trade Tyreek Hill for those guys. So I just, by extension, maybe make that trade. I'm not saying you won't regret it, but you kind of gotta assume this guy's gonna be missing some time, if not out for the year. There's gonna be no official word until tomorrow because they're doing an MRI, which means they gotta look at a lot of things going on. It's probably not necessarily just a broken, clavicle or something. Will you trade Pacheco plus Keenan for Swift? No, I don't. I'm not a big Swift guy this year. So I definitely, and I don't think Ben Johnson is, because Ben Johnson is part of the team that traded him out of Detroit. So, and why is DJ Moore at running back? Obviously he's got some concerns. Made big trades, need help. May, Collins, Neighbors, Gibbs, Chase Brown, AJ Brown, Hunter. Would you trade Neighbors and May for Josh Allen and Hill? In a 1 QB, if you could assure me that you could flip Hill, like let's say you could get Hunter or Harvey or MHJ or Garrett Wilson or someone like that, then I would make this trade. But because I don't like Hill, I'm afraid that you're getting rid of Neighbors. May plays pretty damn well, and then you're stuck with Hill and Josh Allen. But if you think pretty confidently you could get one of those players I just named off, then at the end of the day, I want Josh Allen and that player over May and Neighbors. So I would say yes, if you feel confident in that capability. Thank you for the super chat. 2 more. Trade Achane, Golden, and a Conquo for Hampton, Kraft, and a Dunze. No way. No way at all. This isn't even close. Achane, let's stop the disrespect. Golden's probably more valuable than a Dunze. And Kraft, and sure, I like Kraft more than a Conquo, but absolutely no way I'm passing on the opportunity to have Achane on my team over that other lot. I have Hendy, Chase Brown. Did I low-key cook, or did I fumble the bag? I mean, I would not trade for, no. If you traded away Achane, you've definitely fumbled the bag. I don't know why you would have made that. Achane's a top 12 overall player. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sorry to give you the bad news. If you worded that wrong and got the other side of that, let me know. I'm in a 10-man Superflex. Thank you for the super chat. Have Mahomes and Dak on the bench. Dropped Herbert last second. Oof. And picked up Ward as a second QB. Bad move? Yeah. Unfortunately. Very bad move, Eric. Very bad. I mean, Herbert's top 7 or 8 quarterback material. Definitely. Worldwide West says start 2 PPR. Debo, MHJ, Harvey, Hunter, JCM, Gordon. Start 2. I'm going to go Harvey. Man, guys, are we doing MHJ, Hunter, or Debo, or Harvey? Pick 2.
Debo Harvey.
Debo Harvey.
Same Debo Harvey.
Harrison. I'm playing Harrison against the Saints. Good chance.
Harrison Debo could be first too.
Cat, vote on this one, please.
I'm going to lean Harrison Debo, but Harvey's fine too.
Cat, vote on this one, please. Debo, MHJ, Harvey, Hunter, JCM, Gordon. I mean, I assume full PPR.
I drafted MHJ.
Saints offense sucks, but I don't think their defense is that bad.
What'd you say, Travis?
Defense isn't terrible. I was just saying, if I drafted MHJ, I drafted him to be one of my top receivers. So I'm starting.
I mean, it makes sense. Sometimes we draft like a Hunter later because we can, and so I'm in a little bit of a dilemma there because I love Travis Hunter as much as I love those guys. It's just I got away with highway robbery on draft day, and it was great. I guess I'm gonna say. Final answer.
I can't argue with anything.
Yeah, that's the problem. Final answer, I'm going to say in full PPR, MHJ and Hunter. In half PPR, in half PPR, I'm going to go Harvey and Hunter. In non-PPR, I'm going to go Harvey and Hunter. Because I think Hunter's going to just get work. He's going to get all kinds of work. I just don't know that I can sit
Debo, huh?
Hunter. I love Debo, but those are just you're tugging on all my heartstrings there. I just can't sit Hunter.
He's the yak leader.
I just can't sit Hunter. I think Hunter is special, just absolutely special. Why not us? Another $20 hauler. Would you start Niners defense versus Seattle or Dolphins D against Danny Dimes? Dolphins D against Danny Dimes. Thank you for the $20 hauler.
Super chat alert.
But arguable for sure.
Aren't the Dolphins missing like a couple key defensive backfield guys?
I guess I would say that Sam Darnold is a nice, going up against his former team. Maybe that is the way to go. Chat, can we vote on this one? Niner D against Seattle, and Darnold's going up against his former team. Thank you, Greg. I appreciate you. Or are we going with the Dolphins D against Danny Dimes with some injuries? I could see Miami really either dominating with the run game or struggling, and us being so disappointed in Miami, Mike, and just being like, you need to fire him. You need to fire him and start running the ball. What is going on here? What in the hell's your problem? I could see it right now. He's such an imbecile. He is the most awkward coach in NFL history. He goes to a podium and you just don't even understand what he's saying. You don't even understand what he's trying to accomplish, what he's trying to say. You could ask him, hey, what do you think of that third down play? And he's like, what do you think about clouds? What do you think about red clouds? Are red clouds different than green clouds? Like, it's just, what are you talking about, man? I mean, how is this guy a serious head coach? I love how he's a great scheme artist, and I really did like him when he landed in Miami because I'm like, this guy's a
yeah, you did.
He's a marvel at drawing up an offense. But same thing with Shanahan. He's a marvel as an offensive coordinator. But he's just a wild.
It's cool though.
Just a strange. Now I'm rooting for his offensive mind and genius to shine through with Ollie Gordon and Achane. I'll be rooting for it, but I will be telling you I don't know what he's going to do, like in a big game or anything as a coach. A final answer would be, what did the chat vote? What did the chat mostly say? I don't know. Travis, what was your answer? Niners D against Darnold. Seeing
I don't
ghosts.
know. I guess I'd roll the Niners out, or I'd just drop the Dolphins D and look for a better matchup if there is one. But
Yeah, that might be the best.
I would go with the Niners.
I don't
That
have
might-
any faith in the Dolphins.
That might be the better option, is to go look for a better D. And I assume you probably brought us.
A lot of people have them, but Arizona against the Saints is the obvious one.
Yeah, I love
Some
Arizona,
still have them, I think.
but I don't know. It's a tough one. The Niners are a tough team to peg right now. You just don't know what they're going to do. I think they probably unravel as the season moves along with injuries. So if you're going to bank on them now. I guess the Niners are a little safer. Seattle looked pretty good though. You know, their offensive line looks like they're going to do pretty well running the ball, and I don't know. Let us know if there are any other options.
I think Miami and San Francisco could very easily lose this week. So, but I'd rather have San Francisco's defense, I think, than Miami's.
Yeah. And let me just real quickly see what the overall consensus across the industry is. It's probably going to tell us the same thing, but let me just see. So San Francisco's ranking at around 7, and Miami is 18. So the industry in general across all starting options or whatever is when faced with that decision is going San Francisco by a lot. Yeah, San Francisco, lock it in. Why not us? Let's not overthink it. It's easy to say, oh, Darnold's going to struggle and all that, but you just don't know. Easy to say Miami's going to make big plays. I'd roll with San Francisco for now. And I think they unravel a little bit with injuries throughout the year, so bank on them now. Who do you project to be the most likely buy lows and sell highs by Tuesday? Right now, I mean, we're looking at Hampton, we're looking at Lab McConkey, we're looking at Mahomes, we're looking at who's the other one that we just said? It was Lab McConkey, Hampton. I mean, as the games are playing, we're finding handfuls. I don't know. I guess I would say I think one of, let's say, the big name wide receivers are gonna slump. CeeDee Lamb. I definitely am buying CeeDee Lamb right now. I'm selling Javonte. It's not that I don't believe in him. I just think, the 2 touchdowns, I don't think he can maintain that, but I'm definitely, buying CeeDee Lamb.
You like Javonte or Pacheco right now going forward?
I don't know. I think
I like Javonte.
I don't know.
He's finally getting a chance to do on a different team, and he's healthy. He finally gets a chance. I like him in Dallas.
I like his opportunity, but Smitty's right too. If you can sell off that game, do it.
I mean, JSN might be a good buy low coming off. I mean, we just gotta wait. It's gonna be tough to project. Anybody could look at Lamb. Anybody can struggle. Even though Lamb at 100 yards, people are like freaking out. And it's crazy. Like Lamb has led the league in drops since I think like 2022 or something like that. It's crazy. I think Harvey might be a buy low, depending on Hunter, depending on how they do. One of those two, Hunter or Harvey, might underperform a little bit. I hope they don't. Or Hendy, Hunter, like the Triple H. We might
In a
see
jam,
Hampton
call HHH
already
and
as a buy low.
Associates.
Triple H and Associates.
There's
Locations on Earth and Jupiter.
there's a strong chance that one or two more of the Triple H don't fully get unlocked yet. And you got to remember, rookies don't always pop. All 5 of these guys popping in week 1 was never a likely scenario anyway. So I'd say those become, and it's pronounced Hugh Jackman. Okay, thank you. Appreciate you. Need upside to get the W. Okay. Need upside to get the W. Flex Harvey or Hunter. Probably Harvey. But damn, it's close. And I think I've wavered on this like a ton. People trying to win titles in week 1. That's true. Week 1, just relax. Hampton usage was good. Mahomes is a monster. Chargers offense very balanced. Yeah. People do overreact. That's why week 2 is so amazing, because we walk in and everybody's freaking out and they're like, "What do we do with Harvey?" How are we feeling about McConkey? This is the second time someone in a super chat has asked this question, and it's crazy because he did have 6 for 74, and there's a lot of misses that if they converted, he had a touchdown that was almost a connection between him and Herbert. And Herbert had a great day, so it's not like you have to worry about that in the future. So Ladd could have very well had 100 and a touch. So I find it really odd that we're getting questions about, are we worried about Ladd, or what do we do? What do you think of Ladd? Ladd's a great buy low. That's why he's on this board right here. One flex spot, Aaron Jones, Igbuka, Hunter, Gordon, ETN. Probably going to go Igbuka pretty easily. Thank you very much for the super chat. BBQ dropping another one. Says, what is up with the Chiefs players taking out their teammates? Rice by Mahomes, Worthy by Kelsey. I don't know. Just insane, bro. So frustrating to watch it happen. QP, appreciate you. Who do you drop? My bench for Jacoby Myers. Probably nobody. I'd rather have all those players over Jacoby Myers. So no. If I had to drop somebody, if let's say you don't have Bucky, I guess Tucker. But if you have Bucky, I'm not dropping Sean Tucker, and I probably don't pick him up.
You want to know something on Ladd McConkey? It's funny with people panicking. He got 9 targets tonight, which is good, pretty good. Last year, including the playoff game, he got 9 targets 4 times. 9 targets more 4 times.
Yeah.
And last year, everyone was like, "Oh, you got to get Ladd. Ladd's amazing." So, right off the bat, he's established. So don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's wild. Bill says start 2 of 3. Harvey, Pollard, James Cook. You sit James Cook. I'm sorry, Pollard. My brain. You sit Pollard. You can't sit James Cook. You can't sit Harvey, in my opinion. You could sit Harvey for Pollard.
Even going against Baltimore run defense?
I'm just not sitting Cook or Harvey. I'm just not. The opportunities should be there. Now, I like Pollard. Could it work out? But, I mean...
I like Pollard's matchup better than I like Cook's matchup.
Pollard's against Denver. I mean, Denver's no stop.
Yeah. I'm not sitting Cook or Harvey. And matchups are going to influence me a little bit, but they're not going to have me sit players that, like Travis was saying earlier, you draft MHJ high enough. I just think that in those other cases, I like Hunter so much. But all right, hold on one, guys. Let me get through this real quickly, and then I can get to the phone line. So just hang tight for me real quick, guys. Otherwise, it's going to slow me down. I'm about to hang up. If JJ and Aaron Jones for Nico and Henderson, I'm going to say Nico and Henderson by a country mile. I love that side of the trade. This one here from Samuel. Samuel, appreciate you. $10 hauler, 12-man PPR, 1.2K league, double flex, no defense, 3rd overall. I got Gibbs, Achane, London, Tyreek, T-Mac, Sutton, JJ McCarthy, Loveland, Bench, Igbuka, Rice, Sharbs. What do you think? It's so hard to process these full team evals when you read them over and over and over. Like, my brain is fried. Trying to even think of something. Let me look at it, Samuel. Let me step back in. 12 man. Gibbs, Achane, London, Tyreek. Okay, yeah, JJ. Especially when Rice comes back, you're going to be set and looks super solid, bro. This is a really, really good squad. I'm trying to trade T Mac and Tyreek and Sutton. Not that I want to get rid of all of them, but those are good pieces to move. Ibuka, one in my lineup. He's on your bench. That's not acceptable. Rice needs to go in your lineup eventually. Sharps might get you something in a trade. So ultimately, I'm probably trying to move Tyreek, T Mac, and Sutton. Two of those guys for one bigger monster to set next to London or set next to the RBs. I think because you have Ibuka and Rice, I'm a little more interested in getting the RB. So, Harvey, Hampton by low, Hendy, Kyron would come to mind for those guys. Appreciate your $10 hauler. I'm in a 3 wide receiver league. Lamb, MHJ, Ridley, Buka, my running backs, Bucky, Sampson, Ollie, and Caleb Johnson. That's a tough running back stable for now until Ollie or Caleb gets a hold of consistent numbers. But I am starting Ollie in this situation. And QB is Hurts. Any advice? I like your team, but I think you're missing something for sure. So I'm either trying to trade Jalen Hurts for a Bo Nix and an additional upgrade, like Caleb Johnson to a Harvey or something like that, or I'm trading, let's say, eventually Ridley, and maybe Caleb Johnson for a Harvey or something like that. I think you got to wait. You just got to wait for Ollie. If you're going to do anything else, you got to wait for Ollie or Caleb to get value. Ollie might get a ton of value really, really soon. So you might have some options. Not that you necessarily want to trade him. And you might move other pieces once you realize, like, I really like this guy. Starting Buka or DK, I'm going to Buka. I have Evans starting too. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not going to sit Buka. And this one, Buka to the moon. Nice name. I traded away Chase Brown, Chubb and Pearsall and Reed for Puka, Sharps, and Warren, Jalen Warren and Kraft. So Chase Brown, I hate trading Chase Brown, for Puka, Sharps, and Jalen. I mean, it's kind of even in a way. Pearsall and Chase Brown, Puka and Sharps. I mean, Sharps could become a top 6 to 10 running back, and if he does, then he's going to go to the freaking moon, and that side could easily win. But he's not there now. Pearsall's got good trade value. I'd say it's pretty even. I got Walker, so Sharps for the cuff. Yeah. And I have Ollie Gordon and Achane already. I don't mind the trade. I don't think, either one of you necessarily beat out the other. I think they're both solid values. I would probably lean toward the Puka Sharps because I believe that Sharps will rise up. But do I like Chase Brown the most in that deal? Probably. Starting Buka or DK. Already answered that one. I think I got 2 more real quickly. Let me smash through these here. Having Worthy and might need more wide receiver depth. Would you trade Hampton for Ladd? I probably would say they're pretty even. I would still have Chase Brown, Genty, and Sharps. I'm okay with either side. So in this particular case, you need a wide receiver. I think Hampton and Ladd will be very comparable. But yeah, I think I probably would do that. Especially given how pass heavy I feel like they're going to be. 12-man league. Lamar, Bucky, Kamara, Chase, Ridley, Kittle, bench, Hunter. Or bench is Rice, Sharps, Bigsby, Gordon. Trade ideas. Get rid of Kamara and Ridley for one monster. Sharps and Rice are eventually going to be in your lineup. You're going to want to eventually look at a Judkins trade. Maybe you could trade Judkins once he signs with Ridley for one player. And until then, I'm trying to shop Kamara and Ridley for one monster. I'm thinking like lamb chops on the low. Ridley and Kamara could get that. I'm thinking a running back like Genty or Achane. Maybe his owner is still doubting him just a little bit. And then the final super chat to be caught up, and then I'll head over to the phone line. Loveland or Strange? Probably Loveland by a hair, but that's a really even call. All right, let me go over to DJ real quickly. DJ, what can I do for you?
Awesome show. Best on the planet. Nothing better than the kickoff weekend. Coming out with a divisional win. Chargers fan. Couple of points, just a couple of points. Herbert, rushing upside, great. If he's getting 30, 40 yards rushing a game or so, maybe in a couple of touchdowns, top 5. Love what he was doing in terms of being able to throw the ball. We know how Greg Roman is in terms of his system. And as a matter of fact, here's an interesting point with QJ. Last year, I think he had just over 700 yards. No number 2 receiver on any Greg Roman's offensive systems ever had any more than, what was it, maybe 400, 500 yards. So with that said, also, what we see in terms of these first weekend games is that preseason is great. We can get an idea of these rookies, but we see Hollywood Brown out there. We see Juju. These guys are vets, so they get out there. Hampton, real quick, Hampton. NFL speed is different, man. He's going to have to learn how to run the ball. Did anybody see the Marshawn Lynch combo to him on the sideline? I thought that was cool when he didn't run out of bounds. Anyway, so he's going to have to learn, but he's fine. Nothing to see there.
He looked good. He looks smooth. Yeah. I mean, there are a couple of really good runs where he got a first down. I think Hampton will find it, but there's a reason why he, like, from the beginning, he's been at the bottom of this.
Triple H and Associates.
I
Locations
think
on Earth and Jupiter.
Not only does Harvey just have a better situation once he's full go, Hendy has a better situation, even though the offense isn't as good. He'll be the focal point. That's why Hampton's always been a little bit behind on this, just because Hampton's not the most important guy in the room. In LAC, not only is he not the most important guy in the room, everyone is equally important to Harbaugh, and it's always going to be that way. So you're going to have a lot of rotation and leaning on Ladd one game, leaning on Hampton one game, whereas Hendy could be leaned on every game. Harvey can be leaned on every game. And so anyway, all right.
And with that said, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I'll be real quick. With that said, in terms of that thought, this is why I tend to think that rookie running backs coming in have a better chance in terms of popping or having at least a floor initially because, hey, you're running the ball. Wide receiver, especially if you're playing on the outside coming into the league, is difficult. Hard as all get out. Not everyone's a beat TJ. Trey Harris is there, great for Dynasty. But TJ is, going to be that too, and he's a playmaker. One other point I wanted to say. Mahomes and Hill. I don't know, maybe the Chiefs should maybe trade for Hill or somebody. But quite frankly, whoever he thinks is going to be his number one, whoever's there, Hollywood Brown, he'll be fine. I mean, Mahomes is just that dude. Rice to come back, so he'll pepper the field. I mean, he'll do his thing. Hollywood Brown might benefit more. Last thought. The guy down in Miami, great OC. But the 49ers defense has Sailor back, right? If I'm not mistaken.
The what?
Sailor. The 49ers defense had Sailor back.
Salah. Okay.
Salah. My apologies.
Yeah.
Salah. So, we're talking about, do we go with the 49ers or the Dolphins? And the Miami head coach, I think he's a good host here. I don't think he's a head coach, nor is Salah. Salah is a good DC.
Yeah.
So, you have those roles. Javonte Williams, Fugazi. And I think that's about it.
All right.
Look, rookies. Blue didn't even start this weekend. So, we have to pump the brakes, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a transition. It's a process.
All right. Thank you, DJ.
That's it, man. Appreciate you.
Rock out. You're live. Hello?
So would you still play?
Oh.
Would you play really?
Hello?
You hear me?
Yeah, go ahead, rock out.
Rock out. All right.
And would you play Ingram over Ridley? Really got a tough matchup against Sertan.
Ingram over Ridley?
Yeah.
Yes. I think it's late. Let's hit that tomorrow as well. Remind me.
Tight end over a receiver?
Well, I mean, you're talking about a matchup that no one loves. You're talking about a guy that's not even a tight end. He's a slot
Ridley
wide
against
receiver.
13. Must be a
I mean,
flex,
Ingram's
right?
a slot wide receiver. He's not a tight end, really. So, and he's the Joker. It's one of the Jokers. I think he could have a day, but I don't know.
Ridley versus 13, very tough.
It depends
one
if they
more question.
move Ridley all over the place. That's what maybe we'll have more information on that tomorrow. Is what I'm kind of saying. That's why I hesitated. I don't know. I could change my mind on that. Really, really close call. Go ahead, rock out. What was the last question?
And who would you play, Mbuka or DK? And I also got Evans on my team.
I'm not sitting Ibuka. I don't love DK this week. I don't hate him though. I just don't love him. Ibuka I love.
Just play Evans and Mbuka.
Evans and Ibuka, yes, I would.
Cool. And what's your thoughts on? I know it's first week, but what's your thoughts on Dak? I know he didn't have the best stats, but he had a solid day, minus the touchdown.
I think Dak Prescott.
Yeah, he had a solid day, just no touchdown.
Yeah, I mean Dak is in the same position Mahomes is in, except for Mahomes just put it on his back and ran. But Dak had no help. Everyone dropping the ball. CeeDee Lamb dropped 4 footballs. It was just a crazy. Pickens, was doing his best, but there's a lot of holding, and I don't know. At the end of the day, Dak's fine. Dak, went up against a tough defense. There's a tough situation, but I'm not gonna lie to you. I still feel, as much as I feel like Dak could do well, I see at the end of all of this, whether I'm not saying how, I'm not trying to say that Milton unseats Dak fair and square, but I just see Milton in this lineup at some point. I don't know why. I don't know how. Call it a vision, whatever the hell you want to call it. And once he's in there, he's too exciting to take out. And it's going to be, if it is due to an injury, and I'm not saying Dak won't play well. I think Dak will play well. I just think Milton will play better. It's kind of like Rivers and Breeze. Like, it's a problem. I just wonder what they're going to do, because this dead cap is insane to trade. But, we saw Russell Wilson get traded with huge dead cap. So anything's possible. But I just think Milton, there's a reason they traded for Milton. And Milton, we haven't seen Milton play with Lamb and Pickens. We've seen Milton playing with janitors, and he's so raw. He needs to be able to read defenses. He throws off his, back foot, front foot, like in weird ways where both of them look like he's not balanced, and he just slings it 60 yards down the field. And these guys that have no catch radius don't pull it in half the time. Sometimes they do. Imagine Pickens getting a football thrown to him by Milton. Imagine, lamb chops. I just think it feels a lot like when Kurt Warner. So you have Trent Green and Kurt Warner, and Trent Green's very competent, and then Kurt Warner goes in, and it doesn't matter that Trent Green's good. It changed everything. When Kurt Warner was in there, it was an arsenal. The greatest show on turf. You couldn't go back. I think we'll eventually see that. So to answer the question long-winded, you got to have both of them. I do think Dak will be fine. I'm not saying that Milton unseats Dak, but I know Jerry's got a short leash on Dak, even though people don't want to believe that, because Jerry doesn't like him as much as people think. He just doesn't. Jerry's very capable of doing something weird. And people say, oh, Jerry would never do that. Jerry's the one person that would do it. Jerry's the one person that likes to pretend. And think about feeding his ego to find the special gem we traded for him. This is why I traded for him. That would feed his ego, stroke his ego. So don't think for a second that this wouldn't happen. Anyway,
Yeah.
Dak still. Dak's still going to bounce back. I'll say that. All right, rock out. I'll probably clear the line off here. Anything else?
That's about it for right now.
All right.
I'll call back.
Rock out to the moon, my boy.
Oh.
All right.
Can you drop the Patreon link? A couple people were asking about it in the chat.
Hails to the yeah. We'll be on the Patreon after the show tonight. We're on there pretty much when any show ends, I jump on there and chat. There's the Patreon link. Smash that link. I'll pin it in the live chat right now too. But the Patreon is 24/7, 365 live chat group. Amazing people. It's the exact people that you see like in the live chat right here and more. Just chatting live 24/7. And during the games, it's crazy. I don't even know, like, if I go to the Game Day Lounge right now, that's the name of the chat room we all pile into, because there's 4 chat rooms: General, Game Day Lounge, Dynasty, and Rookies. And I'll probably make another one. I'm not sure what we're going to call it. But if we go to the Game Day Lounge, I don't even know how many messages are in here from today, from just during the game. Come on, let's see Hampton, Triple H, just nonsense. Smitty I wasn't on a delay. You were on a delay. Mike, if you're watching, one of our Patreon members, about 4 minutes after Kelsey scored, he comes in and goes, "Oh my God, yes, we did it!" And we're like, Mike's watching a delayed, 5 minutes delayed on the game or something. And he's like, "No, I'm just celebrating." But it's just constant live chatting throughout the entirety of any game. So if we're sitting there, and here's the Patreon again, cancel anytime. It's 24/7, $10 a month. Cancel anytime. Try it for 1 month and just get it for all of September, essentially, so that you can get all the advice you need and help you need. And then if you like it, keep it. But it's awesome. All right, Travis, what else you got?
Yeah, so just kind of off topic, but the Jacksonville running back situation, kind of what your take is, and I was just going to say, I think Bigsby is getting a pretty big shot right away. Especially Carolina last year was really bad against the run. I think they're a little better this year, but Bigsby could come out of the gates pretty fast, I think. How do you feel about that situation?
I don't know. I really think ETN's not, in my opinion, not going to just get all the work or anything and surprise people, even though he started, people in the preseason, people are like, "Oh my God, he's a starter in this series." And I think the fact that we heard that the entire offseason in camp was built around Bigsby, like the run was built around Bigsby, everything went through Bigsby. I don't understand the ETN thing unless they're trying to trade him and up his value, or we just didn't see them, because not every part of the practice is open, and we didn't see that it's just a whole lot of ETN in the Rachaad White role. And even though we're not going to see Rachaad White role in Tampa this year because Liam Cohen's gone and they've already committed a new staff, everybody's shifting to Bucky, and Bolus obviously wants the ball in Bucky's hands. He said it, that Bucky's the third down back now. He's the every down back. He'll be spelled by Rachaad White and Tucker, but I think that Liam Cohen did use Rachaad White and would have if he stayed a little more. Not that Bucky wouldn't ball out, but I think that you'll see ETN play the Rachaad White role. Well, it'll be either Tootin or Bigsby. It'll start off with Bigsby because Tootin didn't play at all with the ones, so he's not even remotely close to playing yet. So I'm definitely feeling like Bigsby's in the best position early on, first half of the season, to be the dominant running back. And then if he takes it and runs with it, he'll be amazing. And keep in mind that he looked better than Bucky did at the middle of the season. Bucky didn't get going till week 13. Fully. And Bigsby had that shot of 3 weeks where he scored, I want to say, 3 or 4 touchdowns in a 3-game span. I want to say, five touchdowns, I think, in a 3-game span. And he looked like he was the Bucky. He was the full low drop waiver wire guy. Go get him. There were a couple of them that worked and didn't work last year, and he was one of them. And then, it kind of went off the rails. But I think Liam Cohen's going to use Bigsby, and Bigsby's got that Bucky skill set. He truly does.
Yeah, and let's see, to end the season, I mean, Bigsby, the last one was last 5 weeks, he had 3 touchdowns, getting a good amount of carries to end the year, so. And yeah, there it is. I think it was 5 weeks, he had 5 touchdowns. 13 for 101, 26 for 118.
Yeah, let me pull it up. Tank Bigsby.
Did you put him in timeout or did you shoot him, Travis?
Who?
What?
Oh, from the chat?
Yeah, there's a guy in chat that I wanted to know the answer to the question. Are you a bot or are you a troll, Travis? Which is it?
Oof.
Oh my God.
Poor Travis. Whoever said that, calm down, or I'll put you in timeout.
Well, it's cause
no, he got rid of him already.
It's because I asked them. I'll tell you about it.
Yeah, Travis has got a hard enough job as it is to manage all this garbage.
He's asking you questions, Smitty, and doing the chat at the same time.
Yeah, he was doing
it all at the same time.
Here's this span of games. Look at this. This is a remarkable stretch, and it really was. Thank you for that subscribe, guys. Keep subscribing. We have over 1,000 people in the YouTube stream and 300 on X. All the X people, get on over and subscribe, please. Here's the Bigsby stats, and I highlighted in red his stretch of games. And this was early on. You could see it was a week 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and it was 90 yards on 7 carries, 13 carries for 101 and 2 touchdowns, 7 for 24, then 118 and 2 touchdowns. So he had that freaking multiple 2 TD game nearly back to back with that Chicago game in between, but just absolutely tore it up. 118 and 2, 101 and 2. It felt like this was going to be the Bucky Irving. It truly did.
Yeah.
And it just all kind of went flat. I don't remember if he got banged up a little bit in that stretch and still played, but it unraveled for him, but it wasn't his fault. It was the fact that this offense was garbage at times, and they didn't move the ball well. There was no short yardage design stuff, and I think Bigsby will take advantage of some of that. And Trevor Lawrence being more effective is just going to open up lanes for him. So if it's me, and I had to answer the question, what I'm doing with that situation is if I can house all 3 of the Jaguar backs, I will. But that's costly. It's not always ultra effective. Although, if you did what I said, and this is still my advice, you draft, you attain, acquire, whatever, Bigsby and Tootin only. Once you do that, it's pretty easy to reach across that aisle to the person that has ETN, and you figure out a trade. You just say, look, we both should have these guys. I can send you these 2, or you send me ETN. Usually anybody that drafted ETN and they got sniped on Tootin and Bigsby, and you own Tootin and Bigsby, they're pretty much in surrender mode. And it's not like you're getting a great value anyway. Like, you don't even know if ETN will be useful. So I think but the person that has them is kind of like, psh, all right, here you go. And I don't mind trading those 2 players to that owner either if it can benefit. But it's really hard to just own the older player of the group that is constantly being talked about in the news as not being their guy. But I mean, he looked like their guy in the preseason though, so there's some value in allure. But if it was up to me and I could only pick 2 running backs, I'm letting ETN go. Not to mention they might trade him, and so I'm still focused on that specific Liam Cohen offense, and I want that piece of that. You don't know where ETN could go. He could go to Houston and have a horrible year. He could go to Chicago and just be lost in that offense anyway. Even if they traded for him, they might not use him the way you want. And changing teams is never an easy task anyway, especially in the middle of a year. So I want the two guys. The one is Tootin, who's drafted. He's not going anywhere, and he was drafted by Liam Cohen for a reason. And Bigsby, the guy that I feel showed me the best potential Bucky Irving value of 2024 that we could find outside of Bucky. Like, he's the only running back that fits the bill, and his yards after contact, all that data is really solid. Like crazy, standing out good. So Bigsby for me. All right, Rock Out, or was it Rock Out still here? Rock Out, I'll see you later. Oh, Rock Out's gone. Travis, anything else?
Yeah.
No, I think I'm good. Appreciate it, Smitty. I'll talk to you later.
All right, later. Ron?
See you, Ron.
ETN to the Niners.
Maybe.
Start that one up. Hey, listen. Bill plays for Washington, right? Which is the capital. Every time I think of him, I mean, we should just nickname him Schoolhouse Rock, right?
Doesn't he have enough nicknames? Doesn't Bill have enough nicknames? We're gonna lengthen his nickname.
It makes sense. A Bill on Capitol Hill, Schoolhouse Rock.
Bill, I like Bill on Capitol
close.
Hill. I like Bill on Capitol Hill. That ain't bad. But I don't want to make it longer. We shortened it. It's good. Bill Krosky Merritt's long enough. Bill on Capitol Hill. All right.
Yep. There you go. Hey, I'm guessing you're taking the Jets over the Steelers.
Probably, but I don't know. Do I feel real confident?
Yeah, you are.
Well, do I feel confident?
Yeah,
about
you
it?
are. I know you would.
I think
Because I've heard you talk about the Steelers.
They probably tie.
Yeah,
but I'm not
actually
sure what I think yet.
I think, and I'm being optimistic, and I'm being a homer, and I still don't like Tomlin, but I think the Steelers win pretty hefty.
Maybe. You know what I think,
I
though?
I think we win by 17 points.
You know why I think maybe not, though? I think that Tomlin screwed up so bad with Fields that this is his punishment. I think he's here to get served his punishment. I think Aaron Rodgers looks slow. He looks like a snail out there. It's Arthur Smith's involved. Caleb Johnson's looked bad.
He didn't even play in the preseason. How does he look slow?
There's footage of him running around. He looks like he's like limping and dragging his body. Yeah, but he's not moving well at all. He looks really
his release is the only thing that he doesn't look that way to me, but his fast release is the key to it. And he's got that's why they got the tight ends there. So he's going to be doing a lot of quick throws and those. I don't know. I just think
it'll be interesting for sure. It'll be interesting for sure. But I do think that. And I mean, you kept kind of.
I could come back next week. After this weekend, I could come back and say, okay.
Yeah, but you kept interrupting me when I was trying to say, like, you're like, I know you like, and I'm like, no, I don't know who I'm picking on that matchup. I think they both tie. I don't know. I just think Fields, the revenge of sticking it to the Steelers, who mistreated Fields, pulled the rug out from under him. He deserved to remain the starter. They went after an old man Aaron Rodgers, and I just think that this is the payback that they deserve for this game. And on top of that, I just think Fields, as bad of a rap as Fields is getting right now, for whatever reason, in a game he's really, really good. He's a bad practice quarterback, no doubt about it. But part of that is because the way he's solid is when he's mobile and impromptu style. And so you kind of need to be in a game to have that capability. And, especially if you're designing, hey, Fields, you're staying in the pocket in practice, then the defense, if he becomes one-dimensional, and then the defense is like, we don't have to worry about him scrambling, and even if he scrambled, like, big deal, it's our guy, we're not going to lay him out. So I think once you get Fields out and the defense is like, spying him and he's such a threat to break off a 40-yard run that it literally spreads out the defense, and then he's just got a different look than a confined practice or scrimmage where the defense is crowding in, and it's not the kind of defensive scheme he's ever going to see in a live game. There's some reasons to it.
Well, here's my thoughts on it, and it is our defense. I think our defense is way better. I mean, we had a good defense last year, but I think it's way better this year. And we already know, if you look at it, we pretty much got out of all the teams in the AFC, we got Lamar Jackson. We always hold him down. We always hold him down. He never runs against us, hardly ever. He's not successful, and that's what you're going to do to Fields. The same type of player, same type of runner, and I don't think Fields has. He might get a run or two. Maybe,
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
I think for the most part.
I think Aaron Rodgers and Fields, you could go back and forth on who could be, a disappointment in this one. Hold on 1 second. Let me just ask Kruger a question. Kruger, who are the most likely wide receivers to be traded to the Kansas City Chiefs who may have just lost Xavier Worthy to a shoulder injury on the year? The first one that comes to mind is clearly Tyreek Hill. But give us a couple more names of wide receivers that could be in the works or be in the idea of a trade to KC.
All right, Smitty, absolutely. Let's hit this at triple speed and keep it super energetic, just how you like it. So Tyreek Hill is the obvious, fun dream scenario, right? Bringing him back to KC would be like a movie script. But let's toss in a couple other names that could be on the radar. One, think about someone like Michael Pittman Jr. from the Colts. If the Colts are kind of retooling, maybe that's a name the Chiefs could go after. Another one could be a veteran like Mike Evans. If Tampa Bay decides they're not going to compete this year.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you, Kruger. Keep going. Think about that one.
No problem. Absolutely jumping right back in, Smitty. So we were saying, along with the Tyreek Hill fantasy scenario, you got guys like Michael Pittman Jr. as a potential trade candidate if the Colts are willing to move on. Another fun one, as I was mentioning, could be a veteran like Mike Evans if Tampa decides they're not going to compete. And hey, you never know, the Chiefs might get creative and look at someone like Terry McLaurin if Washington's willing to make a deal. So there's a couple more names to keep the rumor mill.
That one's not good. He just signed a new deal. He's not moving.
I had a couple.
That one won't happen.
DJ Moore is one for sure. Travis, who were you going to say? Olave.
I was going to say DJ Moore, Olave.
Yeah, DJ
Wandale.
Olave now. That would be something.
Olave, DJ Moore.
I think Wandale would be a really nice piece, too. Wandale caught 90 balls last year. Maybe. I don't know if the Giants would give him up, but Olave would make the most sense.
Kruger, who else you got?
All right, got it, Smitty. Yeah, if we're talking DJ Moore or Olave, that definitely spices things up. Olave to the Chiefs would be a wild run. And DJ Moore would be a nice fit too. Since you want a couple more names, let's throw in someone like maybe Calvin Ridley. If the Titans are in a weird place, that could be an option. And hey, we can always toss in a sleeper like Brandon Ayuk if the Niners decide they want to move him. So you've got a few fun names to play around with there.
Give me three more new names.
You got it, Smitty. Triple speed.
Hold on. Ron interrupted you. Go ahead. Three more names.
Absolutely, Smitty. No worries. I'll dive right in. Three more names for the Chiefs wide receiver roulette. Let's go. First up, how about Cortland Sutton from the Broncos? If Denver is willing to deal within the conference, he could be an interesting piece. Next, maybe Darnell Mooney from the Bears if they're ready to shake things up. And one more for you, maybe a little wild card like Hunter Renfrow if the Raiders decide to move on from him.
You could tell he's so out of date in some things. He's really good in some things.
I know Mooney from the Bears.
Really? He's Mooney. Kruger, you don't know what you're saying. Kruger, you're fired. You're fired. All right.
I think he only said Hunter Renfrow because I mentioned it.
Yeah. And Reed would be Jaden Reed would be a nice one too, but just being banged up right now, I don't know that that's going to happen. I don't even know if he passed a physical.
Christian Watson.
There's a lot of Watson's not going to be ready for a while. Another one that I don't know if anybody heard the rumor that the reason Godwin didn't accept. There's a rumor going around that he didn't accept more money and go elsewhere was because he couldn't pass the physical. And the that wasn't going to be. That just, yeah, he had to just take what he could get, stay home. So
What about Wicks? What about Wicks from Green Bay?
he can't catch. He's great. His route running.
I tell you, Michael Pittman wouldn't be bad. He would be an upgrade.
Yeah,
Kruger mentioned him.
you know, it'd be tough.
You don't love him, but he would work there.
Yeah, tough to say what would happen. Depends. Like Tesla
like
could
Olave.
develop. Tesla could develop in Detroit, and maybe we got a problematic JMO situation. Other things that come to mind. Ayuk, I don't like that idea. I think Ayuk is trash. Jordan Addison.
What about Michael Wilson?
No, I don't think that's not big enough. If Chiefs are going to make a trade, it's got to be for something that's going to truly help out immediately. You know, it might even need to be a veteran presence of some sort that can step in and immediately do something. But I don't know. Tough to say. Yeah, some of you are saying Erica C. Jameson Williams. Yeah, it's possible. Pearsall, they're not trading Pearsall. No. Man, I don't know. I don't know if there are any other. Let me just look at the teams and just. AJ Brown, we talked about. That's a possibility. AJ Brown, DJ Moore, Chicago.
Talking about big needs. If you want to dig deeper, you have guys like Curtis Samuel, Josh Palmer, and Elijah Moore. Buffalo, one of them are going to fall out of favor.
Mike Evans is really interesting, though. I didn't even think about that till Kruger said it. That would be crazy. But I don't think they. Yeah, I don't think they do it. But that would be if they were like losing or something. But then again, like, do you need him at that point? Yeah. If you're like if you're 4 games in and you're not looking good, it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
What about going after one of the Houston wide receivers? Because I mean, they're overstacked with the wide receiver position.
Who?
Christian Kirk would be it. They're not going to give up their rookie.
One of the Houston receivers.
They're not giving up Collins, so.
Yeah, you don't trade young. You don't trade young guys. They're you just drafted them on rookie deals.
No, but they got a couple older guys. Or what about like Washington or one of those guys that haven't been really given an opportunity, but when they played well.
I wonder if the problem with Miami is they'll probably wait until they're losing to make a move, and at that point it's too late. You're getting Rice back. But wouldn't it be interesting if you called up Miami and you said, we want Waddle and we'll make an offer you can't refuse? Like, that would be intriguing in KC, but
that would be.
I don't know that it's going to happen.
Well, it's like, I know you're not high on him, but like Jacoby Myers would fit perfect in there.
Yeah.
While Rice is out anyways, but they're not going to do it until they're out either. It's the same division.
Yeah.
Who's been on the side of there? Deontay Johnson off the scrappy.
Yeah.
He'll get another life.
I think my favorite, even though it's not a receiver, is Michael Mayer. But it does look like the Raiders want to use a lot of 12 personnel, and they're going to use Mayer a lot on the field at the same time as Bowers. But Michael Mayer to replace Kelsey anyway would just be such a smart move. That would be probably the best move, period. Best move, period. Cleveland's got some players. What if Judy trade Jerry Judy or something like that? That would be kind of wild.
Judy Tillman if Bond works his way up the depth chart.
Ridley is an option if Tennessee's. But again, all these things are not now. No, the Titans are not trading Ridley now. So will a trade even make sense? You're literally the only one that really actually makes sense, because no one's trading any of these guys unless they're losing, is Tyreek Hill, because he's a problem. He's problematic. And he's wearing welcome. Maybe Olave too, because
Olave works with you. It's a loss.
What about Shaheed?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Or Shaheed. Yeah. He's awesome.
That would be kind of wild.
Either or.
I know Niner fans think they can trade Ayuk, but it's not going to happen. Addison, no.
And then with Miami, like, again, you're digging deeper. Like, guys like Westbrook Akine, like, how much is he going to figure into their plans? Would they give him up for a pick? Like, no, I don't know how good he would be.
DJ Moore makes some sense.
The guys like
DJ Moore makes some sense. DJ Moore, Tyreek Hill, Mike Evans makes sense for us, but it won't be timed right. Like, they'd have to be losing, be later, then they don't need him. They need him now. They need this player now. Jacoby Myers makes some sense for sure. Although with Amari Cooper, I don't think that's going to happen now. Like, they can't. They'd be too short-handed. Portland Sutton just signed. There's no way that's happening. Mims would be interesting, but they're not going to trade him because they love him.
You think Detroit would let J-Mo go?
Yeah, if he created a problem, but right now I don't think he'll create enough of a problem till later. So I don't think they will. There's just not a lot that makes sense. I don't think there's a lot that makes sense. But I do know they love Tesla a lot, so it's intriguing. Yeah, I mean, as we said, Judy's definitely in the potential mix if they were to trade for somebody. Ridley, I think ultimately Ridley does, but again, they won't trade him until later. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, so Tyreek Hill or one of the two New Orleans, if they want like an elite level wide receiver, those are the best most realistic options.
You know what's frustrating is you see a guy like Chisholm, who we would love to go to a situation like that, but the team like New England wouldn't trade him, but they won't use him either. It's like if he was so good, why aren't you playing him? Well, can we have him? No. Okay, well, why don't you put him in your lineup? Why don't you use him? So a guy like that would be intriguing. Yeah, Shaheed's a good one. Shaheed, Olave. So guys that would be traded right now and teams would not need to wait. Tyreek Hill, because he's problematic. Olave, because the Saints are going to suck. And they know that. They don't need to test it out for a couple weeks. They know that. Olave, plus they're worried about his concussions. Olave, Tyreek Hill. I would love to say Ridley, but that's probably not going to fly. Not until they're losing or if they're losing. And then who was the other one that felt like the most likely?
You said
DJ Hill, Olave, DJ Moore, maybe. Pittman or Pierce from the Colts could work too.
No, Gabe Davis, you're not going to trade. No one trades it. Just sign somewhere. And Judy. And the reason Judy makes sense is because the Browns probably, maybe they think they're going to win though. They hold on to him for a while. I don't know.
DJ Moore would be awesome because it would clear up some of that mess of a rotation.
The only reason I think they won't is because they're integrating him into the running game.
Yeah, right.
Like all the work they're putting into that. It's like,
what about somebody like Hutchinson?
Who?
Xavier Hutchinson. Yeah, guys, second tier guys like that. Any of them could move. Second, third tier guys. Talent. Just like the Texans moved Mechie to the Eagles on, just to move guys around. So,
I wish Kincaid or Coleman would be moved there because I just don't trust that they're going to use him right. Kincaid would be interesting if he were to play, but I think Mayer would make the most sense. They're in love with using both tight ends, so I don't know that it's going to work. Cedric Tillman, Judy or Tillman, one of the two could potentially be moved. It's possible. Green Bay, I think Green Bay could move one, but I could also see Green Bay saying we need to keep everybody, especially with the injuries and Jaden Reed. And Jaden Reed would be the ultimate. He's upset. He doesn't want to be there. They disrespected the hell out of him when they drafted Golden. They're like, we finally have a good receiver. Hey, excuse me, Jaden Reed, can you move out of the way real quick? I'm trying to talk to Matthew. He's probably so bent out of shape. I mean, he is. He went into the coach's office after they drafted him. He's so disrespected. He's like, what am I? And they're like, you're a number one wide receiver. So, Zacchaeus is an interesting idea. No one wrote that. I'm just thinking about it loud. Zacchaeus, because they probably don't have enough room for him in Chicago. And he's kind of a nice wide receiver. But yeah, Jaden Reed would be number one on my list if he wasn't dealing with a Jones fracture and in like a walking boot constantly. So that doesn't make sense. Take a risk on Christian Watson. He's too far away from coming back. A, I don't think he'd even pass the physical. B, he wouldn't play till mid-season at the earliest. So it doesn't help you. Again, you're trying to do something in weeks 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Lee Gett, that's intriguing. Don't know that they would do it, but that is intriguing.
Coker hurt, they probably don't.
I think Shaheed or Olave.
Scotty Miller.
Ron. Scotty Miller. The Chiefs are going to do it now. They just acquired Scotty Miller.
Brady threw touchdown.
I didn't even know he's in the league.
He's on the Steelers.
Wrong.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. So Judy, Olave, Shaheed, Tyreek Hill. Those are the most likely, I think, wide receivers to be moved.
Yep.
All right.
What about Turpin? What about Turpin or somebody like that Dallas has? Like Turpin or one of those speedster guys that Dallas has.
I don't know.
He's a return guy too, though.
I think you can't go for.
Yeah, but he's fast and
minimal.
Kansas City likes fast.
I don't know. I got to go, guys, because these super chats are piling up. I appreciate you. I got to hang up. See you guys tomorrow.
All right, see you, Smitty. See you around. Bye.
Later. Okay. Tyler, appreciate you with the $20 holler. Yo, Smitty. Tyler, you still here?
Alert. Super chat alert.
All right, let me hammer through these real quickly. Tyler, appreciate you. Don't forget, we'll probably draft tomorrow night, not tonight. It's too late tonight. We're on a 2.5 hour live stream approaching here. Underdog promo code Smitty. Underdog will match your first deposit up to 50% on your first deposit. Play 5, get 50. Using code Smitty, drop the link in the live chat. Play 5, get 50. And we draft on Underdog. We'll be doing weekly drafts, trying to build the best week 1 team using the afternoon and morning games only on their Battle Royale. Tyler, are you still here? I appreciate you very much. Sorry about the wait. Where's Tyler? Tyler. Let me see if Tyler's here. Tyler, let me know you're still here, pal. Yo, Smitty, do I start Penix, T-Law, or Fields? I go Penix Jr. Also, nice call on Worthy. I knew he was undersized. By the way, Hampton sucks, says Tyler. Tyler, that's a lot of negativity there. And I didn't say Worthy would bust. I was just merely saying, is the undersized player that's in the 160 pound range or under 170, are they eventually going to find a hit that takes them out early? Then it's like, what's Devontae Smith way? So that's not like it's something that's going to always be the case, but there is something to, okay, he's not saying he can't take hits and such, but is there going to be something that takes the player out? Is it inevitable that, as I mentioned earlier, that Tank Dell or Worthy or even maybe Devontae Smith later isn't able to, I don't know. Tyler, I don't know if Tyler's still here. Tyler, appreciate the $20 holler. But Hampton does not suck, by the way. Take a lap for that comment, but appreciate the 20. Where's the lap?
Hi, I'm worried William, and my mommy just warmed me up a hot pocket, and I've never even talked to a hot chick.
You know, I still love you, pal. Thank you for the super chat. Loveland, Kincaid, Hunter, Henry in week 1. I'm going to go. I kind of like Hunter Henry, but I'm going to go Loveland. Corey, appreciate you. Need one of these for my flex spot. PPR, Ollie, Sharps, Krosky, Merritt, or Keon Coleman. I'm going to go probably Ollie Gordon's a high-risk, high-reward play. Charbonnet's a little bit safer, but still a lot of risk if they don't, you just don't know what the pecking order is going to be. Give me Ollie Gordon. Ollie Gordon. What's your take on Pacheco? Just joined the live. I don't know. I think if I got Brashard Smith and Pacheco, I feel okay, but I also don't know that they're guaranteed to be consistent anyway. You spin it, I don't know. It's like Pacheco didn't do as much as you want. It's kind of a crazy situation. So I'd say right now it's like more of a flex play if you own both of them. What move should I make? 10-team PPR. I have Jaden Daniels, Mahomes, Hampton, Harvey, Warren, Judkins, Tracy, JJ, BTJ, Harris. Probably say I'm waiting on Judkins to sign and get value. Not trading Mahomes, not trading JD5. I assume this is Superflex. If it isn't, then you got to get rid of one of your quarterbacks, bro. If it's Superflex, you're dominating with it. Don't move it. I like your team a lot. I don't think you move anything. There's nothing to move. Maybe you upgrade Hawkinson. Upgrade Hawkinson using, I guess, Jalen Warren if he gains value, or Judkins if he gains value. But until then, don't do anything because I love the entire team. Traded my Evans for Hendy. Love it. League thinks I got fleeced. Okay. But I think I fleeced them. Already have Chase, Bucky, McBride, Hunter, Sutton, Rice, Olave. Yeah. I don't know how they think you got fleeced, bro. Your team looks great. All right, this next one. Should I make 10-team PPR? What move should I make? I have Jaden Daniels, Mahomes, Hampton, Harvey. Is this the one I just read? Yeah, I think it is. God, I'm so out of it. My brain is so mush at this point. Is this the same? No. McBride. Okay, I don't know. I think I did read this one already. Hampton, Harvey, Warren, Judkins. Yeah, I must have already read this one too. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. Tyler, thank you for the super chat. Justin, thank you for the super chat. Chiefs need Rashid back. I'm in the worst way. He's going to walk right into 10 targets a game. Rice is going to go nuclear once he comes back. So buy low right now. Debo, Flex, Harvey, or Gordon. I'm going to probably say, we go back and forth on this one. Probably Harvey, but Debo's safer. So if you want safety, go Debo. If you want higher risk, higher reward, go Harvey. It's going to be hard to sit Harvey's breakout game, you know what I mean? But maybe he doesn't break out till week 4. Trade Devontae Adams for Worthy in Dynasty. I still would, yes, absolutely, 100%. Jacoby Myers, Coleman, or Charbonnet in the flex. I guess Charbonnet for me. Marcus, 1 QB, 12-man, full PPR, T-Law, May, Kyron, Bucky, Achane. Love the running backs. Ollie, fantastic. JSN, Garrett Wilson, Pickens, Hunter, Debo. Trade options. Okay, easy question. B-Rob, if you can get rid of him for something to upgrade T-Law or May into a slightly better player. But what I'm ultimately trying to do, because I don't mind that, and make sure Penix Jr. isn't out there, because I'd pick him up. What I'm ultimately trying to do is trade JSN and B-Rob, or Garrett Wilson and Pickens, or JSN and Pickens. Trade 2 players for one. One massive wide receiver upgrade. That's it. It's the only move to make. You might not find that you get a lot of bites on it, because people are going to be like, damn, I don't need 2 wide receivers. But if you find a team that does need 2 wide receivers and they have one good one that is not so overpriced that you can't give up a Garrett Wilson and a Pickens or Garrett Wilson and somebody else. I mean, you should be able to do that. Kincaid, trade options, tight end. You know, you can maybe move one of those wide receivers to upgrade your tight end spot. Like, even if you moved, let's say, Debo or Pickens to get Tyler Warren or something like that, I definitely would consider it. Thank you very much for the super chat. I think I'm all caught up on all the super chats. Thank you all for everything. Thank you, Rick, for the $100 holler. Thank you, who dropped 20s? Why not us? Why not us? Rick with the 100. Why not us with another 20? Why not us with another 20? And Jackman, appreciate your $20 holler. And then I think one more was Tyler. If anybody else has anything else, hit it, drop it real quickly. I'm out of here. Appreciate every single one of you. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, every single Monday through Friday. I'm also additionally live whenever big news breaks, and I'm live at midnight Eastern drafting with you almost every single night. So make sure you click that link that's pinned in the live chat so you can draft with us tomorrow night. Just traded Bucky and JMO for Worthy, Sharps, and Henry. What? Man, I'm tired. Just traded Bucky and JMO for Worthy, Sharps, and Henderson. I would not have done that. I would take Bucky and JMO. I guess if it's a redraft, if it's Dynasty, it's closer, though. Worthy owner needs someone to make up the points. Pittman or Dante Thornton. Thornton. I don't like Pittman too much. Unless he gets traded to KC, which Kruger thinks could happen, apparently. Luke, appreciate you. Trade Neighbors, Sharps for Bucky and Egbuka. I take Bucky and Egbuka. I think you might have asked this one earlier. Have Lamb and Garrett Wilson. Have Hendy and Harvey. So you have Hendy, Harvey, and you'd have Bucky and then Egbuka. That's fantastic. And I like Sharps, but I'm taking that trade. Hendy, Harvey. Wondering if I should keep Neighbors. I definitely think this trade is super solid. Egbuka is totally worth this. Egbuka and Bucky is insane. Pedro with a $20 holler. Pedro to the moon.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Pedro, appreciate you. Pickens. What is this question here? Pickens, Egbuka, Rice, Ridley, Samuel, Golden, Gibbs, Genty, Achan, Hendy, Hampton. Who should I drop for Gordon? Woo! You can't drop anybody but Ridley or Golden. I mean, you're not going to drop Hendy. You're not going to drop Hampton. You're not going to drop Achan. You're not going to drop Genty. You're not going to drop. You can't have all these players. There's no way you have all these players. Pickens, Egbuka, Rice, Ridley. Okay, so the receiver is okay. But Gibbs, Genty, Achan, Hendy, Hampton? That's crazy. And as far as like a trade goes, would I trade Hampton and Ridley for one bigger monster wide receiver? I probably would. That's crazy, bro. Nice team. Absolutely phenomenal team. Maybe one of the better running back staples I've seen in a while. But if you upgrade the receivers slightly, the thing is, once Rice gets back, you got Debo. This is a great team, bro. I think I'd probably just stand down. Of course, I would make that trade, though. I'd make that one trade. I would trade Ridley and Hampton for one monster wide receiver. Past that, I'm standing down. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you for the super chat. Live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, every single Monday through Friday. Pedro, nice job, my boy. Love the team. $2 holler. Thanks, Smitty, for all the hard work. Thank you, pal. Appreciate you. Mike, thanks again. Just traded Bucky and JMO for Worthy and Sharps and Henderson. Again, I would rather have Bucky and JMO. If this is Dynasty, though, Mike, I don't know if you mentioned if it was Dynasty earlier or something on a team question, then I could more so get behind Worthy, Henderson, and Sharps. I think I still would pick JMO and Bucky. You know what? Actually, if it's Dynasty, Mike, is it Dynasty? Mike, let me know if it's Dynasty. Mike, you there? Guys, in Dynasty, would you rather have Worthy, Sharps, and Hendy or Bucky, JMO in Dynasty? Can you please vote? Because I think this might be a Dynasty question. If it's redraft, I want JMO and Bucky without a hesitation because now you've got no Worthy, so this is not even close. No, it's not. Okay, then I guess it doesn't matter. Yeah, I mean, it sucks. It is what it is, Mike. You did it before the injury, so you can't really fret on it. I mean, what I do know is that if Sharps gets into that 6 to 10 running back value, you're going to the moon, and you're going to meet that other team side by side. So the trade will be fine if Charbonnet gets in there. So don't fear. See you all tomorrow. Again, I'm live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern, live whenever big news breaks, and live also additionally at midnight Eastern, drafting with you guys. And don't forget to get on over to the Patreon. I'm going to drop that link one more time. Here's the Patreon link. I think it's pinned in the live chat. Here it is. Also, don't forget to get on over to thefantasyfootballshow.com, which is my year-round rankings and bold prediction site. Here it is right there. Smash that. Here's the details on that, rankings, trade calculators, all the good stuff. Your boy created a lot of this in the industry when there just wasn't any of it around. Thank you, Silver Rapture in the building. Check out that thefantasyfootballshow.com. I just dropped the link. And then if you want to draft with us at midnight, hit this link, sign up now so you're not scrambling to get into it later. And we'll go over a lot of these hires and I can show you where's that one. Let me go over to this real quickly and show you this before I leave. Let me see if I can find it. Where the hell is it? Right here. So here is Devon A. Chan over 55.5 yards. That was one of my favorites walking into the game. Let's see if we missed on anything yet. Higher than 8.5 receiving. This is on the year. I think this pays, I want to say this was like paying like 2,000 or something on it. I forget what I dropped on it. $20 or something, I forget. But MHJ over 6.5 TDs, Bucky over 1074 rushing, Brock Bowers over 5.5 TDs, Neighbors over 6.5 touchdowns, and CD Lamb over 8.5 touchdowns. I like this one a lot. But these are my favorite plays for this week. I'll do a video on it. I probably won't put all of them up because I want to make a video on it. But these feel like freaking locks for this week. Let me show you guys. So I'll do a show on this. Maybe it'll be in the morning. You know, maybe I will do this show in the morning, mixed with a few other things, and make it sort of a pick'em show. You know, pick'em show, but also maybe projection show, all in one. All right, here it is. Egbuka, 56.5 yards. Love these two. These are fantastic. Henderson, 39.5 rushing yards. Egbuka, 56.5 receiving yards. Smash those hires. How do you do it? Underdog promo code Smitty or this link right here. So here's the link. Smash it. Do it live. Silver Rapture says start 3. JJ, Tyreek, DK, Debo. I'm probably sitting DK, or Tyreek. Pick your poison. I'm not sitting JJ. I'm not sitting Debo. I guess I'd roll the dice on Tyreek this week. But guys, DK or Tyreek, let's help out Silver Rapture. I'm not sitting Debo though. So between just DK and Tyreek, give me a vote on that. And make sure you go hit the higher on these two. These are smashes. 39.5, 56.5. Code Smitty gets it done. Smash that link. The $5 play $5, get $50. Those are just home runs. Home runs. How do these guys not get these numbers? Go tail these on Underdog right now. Code Smitty, link in the description. Boom, do it live. Link in the live chat. Boom, I'll drop it one more time. How did they not hit these? These are it's like taking candy from a baby. Tom says Tyreek. Travis says DK. Tyreek, JJ, DK, and Cheetah. Tyreek is versus Indy, actually. I think if it's me, I'd probably go Tyreek, I suppose. This week only, give him one shot to shine. And it's not like you're sitting a second or third rounder, you know what I mean? Like, it feels like DK's in that realm anyway. All right, now I'm out of here. Appreciate you. Make sure you hit that underdog link so you can smash those hires and tail those. That's the link one more time to Underdog. All right, see you all tomorrow. Appreciate you.